back to where it all began. Phoenix, the site of the first ever NASCAR truck race, now with the sun setting and the cacti looking on. This track could make or break one of this year's title runs.
Todd Bodine to the inside of Kyle, trying to take second away. Kyle Busch getting it done. Here comes Todd Bodine. The owner points 72 separate Kyle Busch Motorsports from Germain Racing.
We know Germain ain't going to give up easy, so we'll have to go out there and fight all the way to the end.
The owner's battle is on, but could others steal the show? This track offers one of the best viewing experiences in all of racing. Rising above the track, it's nature's grandstand. And tonight, you have a front row seat. The setup, presented by Polaris, is literally on top of the world. Hello, everyone. I'm Krista Voda, live once again for the third year in a row, coming to you from the top of Rattlesnake Hill. Fans who come to this track come for two reasons: great racing, and as you can see, one of the best views in all of sports. Tonight, we're bringing you both. And tonight, one championship could get wrapped up, another will definitely get amped up. The tide was turned last week in Texas. Here's a look back.
The Truck Series two-stepped out west to the Great American Speedway. With its lightning-fast speeds and side-by-side duels, it was time to saddle up for NASCAR's version of Friday Night Lights. The drama began before the green flag, when the pole sitter had to start at the back and didn't let up.
These are NASCAR's blue-collar workers. They are ready to ride bareback. It's trucks in Texas.
Green flag in the air. We're underway in Texas.
Oh, Joanna Long has a problem coming up to speed. They're splitting her three wide in turn one.
Meanwhile, your leader, Kyle Busch, absolutely shot out of a cannon. He is pulling away from the rest of the field.
Turn four. One driver already in the wall. It's a hurricane to the outside. Joanna Long into the wall now.
Things happen fast here in Texas. I think we got a flat. Ain't a pit. It's done. Hang on to it, bud. Hang on to it. Blow to right in front here. Come on, just keep rolling. Caution's out.
A couple trucks into the wall. Hornaday is involved in the 33.
Now three trucks limping down the back straightaway.
Hornaday gets into the side of the back of the 25 of Taylor Molson. What was that all about?
All of these trucks showering sparks around Texas Motor Speedway.
That's our fault. We had an equipment failure and got us back there with the idiots.
We get the one to go. We've got some takers on pit road. First to Jason Toy.
Well, Eric Almirola's coming down the pit road. They could not get the fuel all the way in on the first can.
Johnny Sauter way off the pace off of turn number 2.
Out of fuel, out of fuel, out of fuel. Get the ether.
Not one drop of gas left Sauter fuming and fueled his charge toward the front.
Johnny Sauter is definitely closing right now. It was 5 truck lengths last time by, maybe 4 this time.
But you can't fault Johnny Sauter. He is really driving the wheels off that 4-sport machine.
Checkered flag in the air. Kyle Busch comes to the stripe. He will win the WinStar World Casino 350 at the Texas Motor Speedway.
We just make mistakes a lot of times, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. You got nothing good to say. You shouldn't say anything at all.
There you go, boys. Good job. Way to go.
It's fun to be able to have the success we've had. Hopefully we can continue to get some more for next year.
Kyle Busch still has room in his trophy case at that brand new shop for a couple of more yet this year. Hey, let me ask you something. I heard a quote this week where you said this owner's championship was a really big deal and you were going to lay back and not race Todd hard. That's not really Kyle Busch, is it?
No, that never happens. So, we've got a really good race truck tonight. We start 4th, and I feel like there's a good chance to go out here and to try to get a good podium finish, if not a win. But also on the other side of the fence, we're kind of battling with Todd. We know we need to finish with him or in front of him and be a little bit in protect mode, So we'll play it either way. If we've got a shot to win the race, obviously we'll go for it. But if we're racing too hard with a couple guys that are just going to get on my quarter panel or something like that, we'll just roll out and finish where we need to.
I'm not sure if I'm buying any of that, but anyway, have a good night tonight. Kyle Busch will roll off 4th. Now let's hear from a guy who's been running great, standing by with Adam.
The second half of 2010 has been great for Matt Crafton. 14 consecutive top 10s, up to 4th in the standings, but 0 trips to victory lane. Do you need to win in the next 2 weeks to make this season a success, Matt?
without a doubt. I mean, I don't call it a great season if you don't have a W in there. And I mean, we've here in the last half of the season, we've had really good trucks, and honestly, this is probably one of the best trucks that we've had all year. So I really look forward to tonight. This Menard Chevy, and rolled off the trailer, was good in the first practice. Second practice was top of the sheet too. It was so disheartening to, I mean, it was cool for Austin to get the pole, but my God, disheartening for us to just lose it by what we did. But all in all, I know we have a really good race truck tonight.
Front row start for Matt Crafton at Phoenix tonight.
Yeah, Adam, you mentioned Austin Dillon on the pole, but Matt Crafton has been the man this weekend, pacing both practice sessions. Crafton and teammate Johnny Sauter on quite a roll, 3rd and 4th in points. Timothy Peters moves up 1 position this week, and that real battle is in that Owners' Championship between Rowdy and the Onion.
We've got a great Owners' Championship building right now.
Todd Bodine has his nose underneath the 18.
He's not giving up. He's fighting back on the outside. Look at him come off that corner, Michael.
Todd Bodine's going to win at Kentucky.
Oh, there they go.
Todd Bodine. Hornaday goes around to Ray Carthagena.
Put it back together and try to pick up a few spots.
Championship battle, you got to do what you can do. The 25-year-old from Las Vegas, Nevada continues to rack up the numbers in the Camping World Truck Series.
It's not over until it's over. It ain't over, so it's going to be a shootout and a fight to the end.
A shootout in the Wild West. Kyle leads with 2 to go. Bad news for Todd. Kyle has 5 Phoenix wins, 3 in Nationwide, 1 each in Trucks and Cup. But Bodine is a former Phoenix winner, too. Now, the owner-driver title has been split up in Cup and Nationwide before, but never shared in the Truck Series. Ray?
Well, 4th place finish tonight would wrap up the Drivers' Championship for Todd Bodine, but that Owners' Championship still hanging in the balance. How hard do you push it, Todd, to try to beat Kyle?
Well, you know, unfortunately, we're really not going to worry about it, because for us to catch Kyle, he's going to have a problem, a big problem. And, you know, that's what swung the points last week at Talladega in this direction. You know, we got caught up in a wreck, finished way back. You know, we were 32 points ahead, and we came out 41 points behind. So, yeah, unfortunately, Kyle's going to have a problem. And, you know, so we're just going to go out, race our race like we do every week, try to win the race. And if we can't win, we'll get the most points we can. That's what got us to this point, and we're not going to deviate from it.
All right, we wish you good luck. Now let's hear from the guy who's been chasing him all season.
And Ray, Eric Almirola, some 230 points behind Todd Bodine with 2 races to go. You kind of need to throw the Hail Mary at this stage of the season. So how do you approach these last 2 races given the point circumstances?
Go out and try to win. I mean, that's really all we can do, and wherever Todd finishes, he finishes. My only goal is to prolong his celebration. I think it's pretty evident that they got a really good shot at winning the championship, and deservedly so. They've run really well this year. So my hat goes off to all those guys at Germain Motorsports. They've done a really good job, but I'd love to delay their celebration 1 weekend and make them wait till Homestead.
It's been a great season for Almirola as well, Krista.
Almirola's been the guy on baby watch this year. Hornaday is actually in that role this weekend for Ryan Newman. Speaking of Hornaday, he is one of the 2 drivers in this race who was also in the very first one. Hornaday was the pole sitter. Who was the race winner? That guy, Mike Skinner. Still to come here tonight on the setup from Phoenix. Well, Phoenix has wrapped up a couple of championships before. Hornaday knows a little something about one of those. And what keeps drivers sane when these battles heat up? Their 4-legged friends. Fido and Fluffy take center stage in this week's Bumper to Bumper. And another driver talks about overcoming obstacles, and you will not believe what lengths he nearly went to make it in NASCAR. More from the mountaintop still to come. Stick around. The setup is presented by Polaris, the hardest working, smoothest riding off-road vehicles, now at your local dealer. Brought to you in part by Camping World. Whether you're getting ready to head south or need to winterize your RV, trust Camping World with all of your service and repair needs. And brought to you in high definition by Funai. Funai, fun and innovative. Experience more at FunaiAmerica.com.
That is Greg Biffle on the verge of clinching his first ever NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series championship. He knows he's pretty much got this sewn up. Whoa, Biffle's in trouble. Biffle has hit the wall hard. This is not the way he wanted to claim the championship.
Yeah, I got
a little bruised up, but all the champagne and the celebrating is making the pain go away.
Greg Biffle clinched the 2000 championship on Friday the 13th, 2000. Ron Hornaday could do the same exactly 9 years later.
White flag, 1 lap to go.
Problem on the racetrack. Taylor Malsum gets turned around. That will give the win to Kevin Harvick.
Ron Hornaday, buddy, you did it.
Ron Hornaday has won his 4th NASCAR Camping World Truck Series championship.
What a night for Kevin Harvick Incorporated. He wins the race and his truck wins the championship.
Friday the 13th has been a good date for early championships. Today's the 12th, but Todd can wrap this thing up tonight. If Bodine finishes 4th or better, he doesn't even have to go to Homestead. Even if Eric Almirola wins tonight, it will not be enough. 5 past Phoenix winners in the field, including Todd. Hey, here we are on top of Rattlesnake Hill. Don't worry, I'm not going to jump. Actually, Rattlesnake Hill is a great name because it's rumored that rattlesnakes are on this hill to keep creepy crawlers away. Well, I can verify there are not enough rattlesnakes because I am getting bit up as we speak. There are literally things biting us. But yeah, what a great shot, our chopper shot. It's an amazing view, as we said, out of turns 3 and 4. Fans will be lining this hillside all weekend long. We mentioned rattlesnakes. I don't know if rattlesnakes would make a good pet, but we do know that our Truck Series drivers do a lot for pet charities. I know on the Cup side, Greg Biffle, Ryan Newman, they have books and calendars, and a lot of our drivers are featured in those. It's our 4-legged friends who are the focus in this week's Bumper to Bumper.
I have 2 little dachshunds. Their names are Sandy and Tino.
Yeah, I do. I have 2 cats, me and my fiance. They're her cats. I just play with them and hang out with them, but they are 100% her responsibility, and I get to play with them every once in a while.
We call our bottom, or low center of gravity dog. It's a little corgi. She weighs about 24 pounds.
Well, I inherited the dog when I got married, so we got a 10-year-old black lab, and then I'm a cat person, so I got 2 cats. His name is Buddy Buddy, he's 4, and Marianne is 2.
They're on basically loan to my parents because I have 2 children, a boy and a girl. So when we had our 2 kids, the pets went over to my mom and dad's.
Axel and Ava. He's a credit 145 pounds and she's a little over 100 pounds, so big dogs.
Currently, we just have 1 dog. He's a Doberman. He's a rescue dog. His name is Tundra. Imagine that.
A little dog, just a little, Maltese. My girlfriend, she's like, oh, we gotta have this dog. I came home from one of the races last year. She's like, I got a dog. She's been kidding with me for a while. And so I came home one day and she's like, oh, I got a dog. I was like, yeah, right. And then this little white Maltese running around the house. I'm like, oh, great. So that's what I got. She's cool though.
I have a Chesapeake Bay Retriever, and he's a hunting dog, so I get to take him when we go hunting in December, and he's a lot of fun. He's wild, and I learned that I definitely do not want a kid after keeping him.
Some really great news came out today as we saw a press release which said that Ron Hornaday will be back at KHI for sure next season. Congratulations on that. And having been a 2-time winner at Phoenix, is tonight the time to get back to victory lane?
It is. The Easy Go car truck should say running really good, but I wasn't ready for it. We did everything what Clint did in his truck, and we had a spindle hang up, so we never got back out. And when I qualified, she's pretty good. So we'll see if we get to the front.
All right, and I think that 2 truck's going to be good tonight. What do you think, Adam?
It's been 3 years since Clint Boyer last raced in the Camping World Truck Series, and tonight in a truck that has won here the last 2 years with Kevin Harvick. So what's your confidence level as we get ready to roll?
Well, that's good. Our truck was really good in practice. Got a lot of history, so we got to live up to that. But, really appreciate Kroger coming on board and everybody involved. Kevin and everybody built me a really good race truck. A lot of emphasis went into this truck, and I think this is kind of their next step for next year. So hopefully we can make them all proud.
Clint trying to get KHI their 5th truck win here at Phoenix.
Yeah, Adam, Phoenix has been very good to Kevin Harvick Incorporated. 4 wins already. There you saw Hornaday and Boyer, the drivers representing KHI tonight. Rick Allen, Phil Parsons, and Michael Waltrip are upstairs in the booth getting ready to race. And boys, we are back where the Truck Series all began.
Yeah, it's been very exciting when we come to Phoenix. we're going to have history made tonight, Michael, and it could happen with a championship, potentially.
Yeah, there's only a couple of guys in the history of the series that have won more than one championship. That's Hornaday and Jack Sprague. And Ty Bodine is poised to become another multiple-time champion. But things happen crazy here at Phoenixville. From the first time we came here, Mike Skinner won by like 9,000ths of a second in the first race. Told us that this truck series was going to be crazy from then on, and it has been, especially here at Phoenix.
We really have, and we've seen Johnny Benson race for a championship crash on the first lap, racing his teammate for the lead. And then Ron Hornaday, we saw him crash going in turn 3 with Kyle Busch, racing for a championship. Then his closest pursuer, Johnny Benson, that year, crashes later in the race. And they were both in the garage at the same time trying to fix their trucks to get them back on the racetrack. So anything can happen at this racetrack. It's a great venue. It all started here back in 1995, and what a great way to put an exclamation point on a terrific season, potentially, for Ty Bodine.
Mike Skinner won that race back in 1995, and he also had something crazy happen. When he was running for a championship, his wheel fell off coming onto pit road. So we hope nothing crazy happens tonight, Krista, other than, well, you get off of Rattlesnake Hill.
I will definitely get off this mountain. And yeah, how big is this race? Well, my grandmother actually received a pacemaker 3 hours ago. I'm pretty sure even she is up watching this race. Get well soon, Grammy. The Valley of the Sun is certainly living up to its name. The sun has set. We are getting ready for racing under the lights in Phoenix. More of the setup still to come. Is presented by Polaris, the hardest working, smoothest riding off-road vehicles, now at your local dealer. And brought to you in part by FreeCreditScore.com. Get your score. A beautiful night for racing. The lights are on. This racetrack ready to be the star of the show. And we're not in our usual location down on the grid. Well, actually, this is our usual location for this racetrack, Phoenix International Raceway. Here we are. We're up on Monument Hill. That's the official name of Rattlesnake Hill, outside turns 3 and 4. Welcome back to the setup. You know, a couple years ago, Carl Edwards and his wife Kate actually climbed up the hill just to join the party. No sign of them yet. Someone you will see tonight, though, is a driver who's had to overcome some obstacles. And actually, he did it the hard way.
Quite frankly, I had my left pocket was full of cash. My right pocket had a pistol, and I told myself that to survive and to make it out here, I was either going to buy my way out of a problem or shoot my way out of a problem. And luckily, I still have all my bullets left. My main objective was I wanted to be a big-time engine builder. You know, I wanted to be the Robert Yates. And I ended up sleeping in my moving truck. I mean, I was homeless when I moved out here, had no job, no home. I was fortunate enough to beat down the right doors, get hired onto an engine company that, you know, at the time, they were the big dogs in NASCAR. We got invited to do the Clevite Engine Builders Challenge. We went to the final round. We lost to Joe Gibbs Racing guys, which, I mean, truthfully, that's some pretty good company to lose to. So. The winnings from that ended up being my down payment on my house, which was, you know, good because I really enjoy living in a house now, you know. I formed my own engine company out of my 2-car garage. I had a customer that we were building engines for, so they paid me what they could to get some engines built, but they couldn't afford what it really cost, and so all they had was these old Camping World trucks that were sitting there that they were trying to get rid of. And so we ended up taking one of them in trade, and I thought, I got a truck, I'm a team owner now. And that's little did I know that it took a whole lot more than that. I mean, I really truly bit off way more than I could chew. When teams are throwing stuff away, we're like the dumpster divers. We'll go to their shop and take the stuff that they're throwing away because we can make it work. I crashed at Martinsville, and you know, we didn't have the necessary tools to do the sheet metal repairs, and so one of the other teams loaned us their welder, their porta power, their sheet metal tools to make sure we could get it fixed. They know we're not there to contend for the win against, you know, Todd Bodine or Kyle Busch or Hornaday. They know we're just trying to make ends meet and grow up into this business to someday become a contender. Every day that I get to walk into the garage as an owner or a driver is exciting for me because I know how hard it was to get there. You know, we've been able to make it this far with virtually no help, and to make that next step, we do have to have some sort of help, whether we're selling tons of parts and tons of engines, or whether a sponsor steps up and decides to be a part of our program. We'll see. I mean, there's nothing off the table.
Lafferty made his truck debut in this race last year. He will start in the back of the pack. Ray is with someone who is starting up front.
Yeah, it's an interesting dichotomy when you think about it, Krista, how hard Chris Lafferty has had to work to move his way up through the ranks, and this guy's done it too, and an amazing season so far. 2 wins, Austin, and your 6th pole today. But I'm curious, you don't have a lot of experience at this track, so how do you approach this race tonight?
You know, we just got to take it easy, go out there, and heck, if the truck fires off, we'll just go out there and try and lead. But the biggest thing is somebody does pass me, be patient, learn from them, and by the end of the race, hopefully be up front, win a top 5. You know, wins there, but we got to get a top 5, finish these points out for the year.
You're going to pit once or twice?
That's a good question. That's Danny Stockman's call. I put all that stuff on him, so I'm just there to drive.
All right, I guess I asked the wrong guy.
He looks like a Bass Pro Shops driver with that hunting beard. If you're a fan of the female racers, you're in luck. Along with Jennifer Jo Cobb, Caitlin Shaw is in the field tonight, and that makes history. The most females competing in a major NASCAR series, with 6 this year. We'll wrap things up here in the desert next.
$4,499 miles, 3,600 laps.
This is probably do or die. This is the decision you make here of what you do can really dictate what happens to you in the race.
207 lead changes.
In order to win, sometimes you just have to put yourself in position to take advantage of some opportunity.
155 yellow flags.
The truck rolls once, twice, 3 times, side over side. One driver already in the wall. It's a hard hit to the outside.
117 drivers, 20 tracks.
Very, very aggressive and high-speed racetrack.
9 winners.
I bet they're dancing down there on pit road.
2 races to go.
Todd is very, very close to clinching the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series Championship, but the deal is not done yet. I think you're going to have a motivated driver there.
For 1 title.
Welcome to Phoenix International Raceway on this Veterans Day weekend. The Armed Forces allowing us the opportunity to do what we want to do and love to do. And tonight, what we want to do is enjoy what we love, and that is truck racing. It's the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series Lucas Oil 150 on speed. Tonight, a 20-year-old Austin Dillon will bring the field to the green flag. It's the 6th pole for him this year. He's got 2 wins. Both of those wins came when he started up front. Let's see if he makes it 3 tonight. We go pit road now to Ray Dunlap.
Well, thank you, Rick. You know, this is a relatively short race tonight, just 150 laps. You can go 70 to 75 laps on a set of tires, so it could easily be done tonight in 1 stop. But many of the crew chiefs down here are saying they've got a real big decision to make. 82% of the time there's a caution with 35 laps to go. Are you going to come in and get another set of tires? We'll find out later in tonight's race. Is it a 1 stop or 2 stop? That could be the big difference. Adam?
When it comes to the Camping World Truck Series, Ray, there is one driver you always keep your eye on. That would be Kyle Busch. 14 starts in 2010. 7 times he's gone to victory lane. 3 times a runner-up. But Kyle's not just a driver. He's also an owner. And some great news on the ownership front today. The announcement came from Dollar General that they will sponsor this truck in 5 races in 2011, perhaps more. No doubt driver 18 would like to get him a win here tonight. Rick?
Thanks, Adam. You know, 10 of the 19 races that have been run here have been won from the top 3. Well, the top 3 starting positions tonight are held by Austin Dillon, Matt Crafton, and Clint Boyer. The guy starting 4th, Kyle Busch, and you can never count him out. Now let's go trackside for our pre-race ceremonies.
Please rise and remove your hats as the Agua Fria High School Junior ROTC Color Guard present our nation's colors. Please remain standing as Phoenix International Raceway Chaplain Ken Bowers offers our invocation.
Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to begin another wonderful weekend of racing here at Phoenix International Raceway. We thank you for the ability to make choices. Each of us tonight is the product of lots of decisions made by ourselves and others. And we pray that you will assist us in deciding the important points in life that we will pursue. And now we pray for safe racing for this entire weekend. We thank you, Lord, for those who serve and protect us. And we ask that you would bless everything that happens here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because it is in your name we pray, and everyone joined in saying amen.
Please welcome Tech Sergeant Matthew Cook from Davis-Monthan Air Force Base as he performs our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Final 2 races of the season, and everyone is chasing Todd Bodine for the Drivers' Championship. The Owners' Championship still up for grabs. It's down to 2 fighting for that, though. Bodine and Germain Racing, and Kyle Busch and Kyle Busch Racing. Stay with us. We're about to go green. The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series is presented on speed by Lucas Oil, the world leader of high-performance lubricants and problem-solving additives. Brought to you in part by Camping World. Whether you're getting ready to head south or need to winterize your RV, trust Camping World with all your service and repair needs. And by Toyota. And welcome back to Phoenix International Raceway. If you look closely, we're about, you can almost see where Chris DeVota is hanging out right up on top of Rattlesnake Hill. Let's go back up there for the Polaris resetup.
I was waving. I don't know if you could see, Rick, waving outside turns 3 and 4 atop Rattlesnake Hill. Let's get you caught up on our top stories today. Ron Hornaday announcing that he will be back with Kevin Harvick Incorporated. Will drive that 33 truck again next year. Caitlin Shaw in the field tonight, making history, the 6th different female racer this season. Also a championship on the line. If Todd Bodine finishes 4th or better, the title is his. He doesn't even have to start next week. Now, if he averages a 27th place finish in both races, no matter what Eric Almirola does, the title belongs to Todd Bodine. But remember, he's still racing for that owner's title, so he's caught between a trophy and possibly another trophy. And I don't know where that chopper went, but I have to get off this hill. I got to go join Adam and Ray on pit road.
Thanks, Krista. Phil Parsons, Michael Waltrip with you once again for this race. Phil, I always get the question, compare the trucks to the Cup cars. Do that here at Phoenix for me.
It's incredible. These trucks weigh the same. They have 200 less horsepower, and the top 2 qualifiers would have made the Cup race. It's unbelievable here. The aerodynamics obviously aren't near what the Cup cars are. Mikey, how is that possible?
The Cup cars are slippery. They go fast straight, but these trucks, they're boxy. They got a lot of downforce. So you know what it means? In the center of the corner, these guys are going way faster than a Cup car, and that's why we've seen things go crazy on the start. People getting sideways, spinning out. You need that aerodynamics. You carry all that speed. Cold tires and a lot of traffic, that's a tough combo.
So it's going to be a great start to this race, and obviously we've got a 20-year-old Austin Dillon that will bring the field to the green flag. Let's get the engine started. We go for the command.
Race fans, please welcome owner of Ray Scott Automotive, Dan Scott, as he delivers the most famous words in motorsports.
Gentlemen and ladies, start your engines.
Well, thank you, bud. I might crank it up. Okay, bud, go ahead and crank it up. Okay, bud, fire up. All right, fire in the hole, boys. What'd you say? 10?
The engines are fired in the desert. 36 trucks have come to life. We'll see the green flag when we come back to Phoenix. Welcome back to Lucas Oil 150 from Phoenix International Raceway. Here in Avondale, Arizona on the 12th of November at 67 degrees. The sun has gone down. It's going to start cooling off quickly. Slight breeze and not a cloud in the sky. Starting grid's going to roll across the bottom of the screen. Again, Austin Dillon grabbed his 6th pole of the season of his career, and he'll bring the field to the green flag. Want to take a look at our ZMAX track description.
Mikey, this is one of the most unique racetracks we run. You see the corner down on 1 and 2, banked 11 degrees. It's a lot tighter. Then we got a kidney-shaped back stretch with a dog leg, and then the 3 and 4 a lot flatter, 2 degrees less bank.
Yeah, and you're going to run down into turn 3 a lot faster than you do into turn 1, and there's a sweeping entry. So you carry a lot more speed through the center of 3 and 4 than you do in 1 and 2. So these guys really will have their hands full sorting out which end of the racetrack their truck's actually better in. It will perform better in one end than the other, and I guarantee you they don't know which yet.
There's a Lucas Oil race analysis. See 150 laps, 150 miles first, just under $500,000 in the pit window. Somewhere around 80 to 90 laps, but that's the big question. You can make it on 1 stop or 2 stops.
I think 2. Look at the spectacle this place is, Rick. There's campers everywhere, great crowds. I love coming to Phoenix.
Beautiful facility here in Avondale, Arizona. We want to shine a spotlight on 4 different drivers, and we'll begin with Ray Dunlap.
Well, thank you, Rick. You know, the way the system is supposed to start, you're supposed to be able to go to late models, work your way up to a NASCAR touring division, and move up the ranks. And that's exactly what has happened for young David Mayhew. He's been very successful in the Camping World West Series, and tonight he makes just his 2nd start driving in the Camping World Truck Series. Now, what's really great about this, he's got a Kevin Harvick prepared truck. He wants to keep it all in one piece, run all the laps. He's hoping to do 5 or 7 races in 2011. Adam?
Tim George Jr. is also making his 2nd career start, Ray, and he also has good equipment driving for Richard Childress Racing. He drove for RC in the 2010 ARCA Racing Series, where he finished 9th in points. And before the race, he said he had to give big-time thanks to Clint Bowyer, who is always willing to help him when he goes to a new racetrack. Now, during the 2010 season, it was Jerry Kennan who called the shots on his ARCA car, but Jerry has been ill. He said he wanted to pass along get well wishes to Jerry and welcome on Harold Hawley, who will be the crew chief for the 22 here tonight. Phil?
Adam, let's take a look at 24-year-old New Jersey-born Tom Hessett III. Tom's background is USAC midgets and some road racing. In 2003, he became the youngest driver ever to compete in the Rolex 24. Tommy had a breakout season in the ARCA Racing Series this year. He won his first race at Iowa, had 10 top 5s, 15 top 10s, and 20 starts, and finished up 3rd in points, only 105 points behind. Tom hopes to follow up his first start tonight with another one next week. He starts 21st. Mikey, who you have?
I got Caitlin Shaw, y'all. She's 21 years old from Albuquerque, New Mexico. She made her first NASCAR Camping World Truck Series start last year at ORP. At the age of 10, she began competing in quarter midgets, moved up to USAC, and then eventually racing late models. Today, she's a student at Belmont Abbey College in North Carolina, working on her marketing degree. And guys, guess what? She's an intern at Michael Waltrip Racing. I know Caitlin well. She's very passionate about getting her education and her racing. Tonight, she'll roll up 33rd.
Great stuff. We will ride along with a few different drivers, one of those being the Ford onboard for Jennifer Jo Cobb. She'll start 29th. The Funai sponsored Jason White, number 19 Toyota of And then the Toyota on board for Todd Bodine. He'll start 15th. And Matt Crafton will also carry a camera. He starts on the front row in the second spot. Coming out of turn number 4, it's Austin Dillon, Matt Crafton. Green flags in the air.
Like you said earlier, Phil, these guys spin out a lot early in the race. This is hard to get a hold of this track, especially with track record speeds tonight. So we'll watch this first couple of laps closely.
Cold tires, low air pressure tires, a lot going on right now.
Crafton a little sideways coming off the 2, and that allows Austin Dillon to clear him and take the lead into 3 and 4. We've got side-by-side racing through 3 and 4.
Nice run through the center of the corner and off for Matt Crafton that time. Well, no shenanigans on lap 1 this time.
You're right.
Kyle Busch making the outside line work now as he's trying to stay out in front of Johnny Sauter in that 13.
What a run he got off that second turn. He even closed up on Clint Boyer. Looks like he might look on the inside of Clint.
Battle for the 3rd spot. Clint Boyer has it. Kyle Busch running a little higher line trying to take it.
He's trying it out up there. See if that thing will work for him, that outside line.
Already 2 laps into this race, and they've strung out from 1 through 10.
There's a side-by-side battle. That's James Busher, the 31 on the inside, the 62. That's Greg Persley, a West Series competitor. Sits on the pole for tomorrow evening's West Series race.
Persley about to be passed now by the 30 of Todd Bodine. Persley with experience at this racetrack. Oh, and a little wiggle there for 2010 potential champion.
Look at David Mayhew. He's going to look to the inside, maybe think about 3 wide. Decided that wasn't a good idea.
Brad Sweet and that Chevrolet. Now that truck's been a Toyota all year long. They have a Chevrolet here with a great Clip sponsorship.
And a great qualifying run for Brad, too. You know, you talked, Rick, you said Tom Bodine's going to make the pass on Greg Persley. I thought, ooh, I'm not so sure it'll happen that easily, and watch. Gets down on the inside, but the thing turns sideways with him.
Ran those left side tires across the apron. It's a little flatter down there. Helps that truck turn a little bit more than he wanted that time.
And these guys still all night long will use that apron. Their trucks start to get a little bit tight. They'll clip that apron. It will turn the truck to the left. But if you're a little free and you touch it, it'll turn it sideways.
There's the difference between where Todd Bodine is running and our race leader Austin Dillon is running. About a third of the track separating one all the way back to 15th where Todd Bodine is currently scoring.
You know, Rick, we talked about the fast speeds these trucks are running. Austin Dillon on the 3rd lap of the race ran a time in race configuration racing that would have got him the pole here last year. So we're seeing times and speeds that are faster than we've ever seen at Phoenix.
And the air pressure hasn't even built up in the tires yet. They're really not, they haven't found their sweet spot yet.
Earlier today, Austin Dillon won the pole with a new track record time. So things are quick here at Phoenix. Dillon, Crafton, Clint Boyer, Kyle Busch, and Johnny Sauter still your top 5.
See Eric Amaro looking to the inside of Justin Lofton. Talked to Eric down in the Cup garage. Driving that 9 car on Sunday, and we were talking about his truck, and he said it's right. He said, I believe I can drive up to the front with this thing.
You know, I was talking Eric doing triple duty here, also running the nationwide race as well as that Budweiser car. And he said it was so difficult today because all 3 divisions were on the racetrack. He said, I'm in race trim in one thing, and I'm in qualifying trim in another thing, and they all drive differently. He said, I'm telling you, emotionally, mentally, I am drained here, and I haven't even started the race yet.
Adam, a lot of times we hear a guy on the radio, or maybe not hear a guy on the radio when his truck is so good. Has Austin Dillon said anything on the radio yet?
Very little, and what's amazing to me in listening to Austin on the radio, a rookie on the pole, maybe a little bit of pressure, you certainly wouldn't know it if you listened to him talk to the crew. About 5 laps ago, he came over and said, Danny, referring to his crew chief, Danny Stockman, I'm just a little bit free, and then they informed him, take your time as you burn off fuel, the truck should come to you. So far, so good for Dillon.
Austin Dillon already closing in on Chris Lafferty in the 89, about to put that truck a lap down. There's the race for second. This is Clint Boyer trying to reel in that 88.
You can see him all the way down on that apron, just trying to figure out what that truck wants. Found it down there on the apron. Looked like he gained on that second spot.
Out in front, it's Austin Dillon. He's led all 9 laps here at Phoenix. Tonight, the biggest party in racing is right here in Phoenix. It's Brad Keselowski and Roush Fenway's rising star, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Stop by for some fun in the desert. Don't miss NASCAR trackside in Phoenix tonight, 10:30 Eastern, only on Speed.
Hello, everybody.
Bundled up crowd here at Phoenix International Raceway watching Austin Dillon put on a clinic here. Now it's the 88 of Matt Crafton that has closed that gap.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to shake those two trucks and behind him, the 88 of Crafton and the 2 of Clint Boyer. Let's ride with Austin. Let's ride with Matt Crafton here. I want to hear his use of the throttle here.
Caution's out, turn 4. Caution's out, turn 4.
Chris Lafferty into the wall.
Man. Oh, we heard from Chris before the show in the setup with Chris Devoda that it's tough for him to make ends meet with his team. And anytime you're on a tight budget and you tear up a truck, it's just really, really hard to go on to the next race even.
And a tough turnaround being out west here in Phoenix and having to get back east and then get to Homestead, Florida for our final race next week.
He just flattened the nose of that thing, busted red. Don't drive it. I believe maybe we got too much damage. That's probably just water, but if that thing's leaking oil,
are you okay?
Be hard on that motor he built.
Yeah.
Kind of a weird place to hit, Phil. Sure. Oh, he got contact.
Yeah. Had a little help right there from behind. That might be Steve Park. Is that Steve Park in the 46 truck?
I couldn't tell, could you?
Lafferty grabs that commitment cone.
There's no
right at the entrance.
No safety barrier there, so it really crunched the front of that truck in.
So damage to the 89 of Chris Lafferty takes him behind the wall. Our first caution is out at Phoenix. Sunday NASCAR race day powers into Phoenix, where championship dreams are on the line for Hamlin, Johnson, and Harvick. Hear from all 3 title contenders on NASCAR race day, built by the Home Depot, live from Phoenix, Sunday, noon Eastern, only on Speed.
Not great qualifying efforts for Johnson or Harvick. Hamlin's a little bit better, but all 3 of them are going to have some serious traffic and some real ground to make up when this race starts on Sunday. Check out Jennifer Jo Cobb getting the Aaron's lucky dog. Aaron's putting her back on the lap. They can put your credit in the back in line too if you need that done.
31 will be on the lead lap now as we see the 25 of Caleb also on pit road.
A lot of strategy. It's funny, Phil, the fast trucks we've seen Austin Dillon lead the whole race, but 4th, 5th, 6th, all those trucks are faster than Austin right now, so this is going to be a great restart.
Well, it's time to take a closer look into the camping experience with Camping World's Destination Recreation.
It's Camping World's Destination Recreation.
You know, whether you're a snowbird getting ready to head south for the winter or whether you're just thinking about storing your RV for the season, Camping World has all the things you need to get everything back in line the way you'd like it to be. Now, at over 75 state-of-the-art service centers across the country in convenient locations, they'll offer you a free inspection, and they've got competitively priced winterization projects. And what makes Camping World different is they install and service everything RV that they sell, and you can't say that about other dealers. Plus, installation is guaranteed for as long as you own your vehicle. Now, what I love is the new RV Spa. Take it there and get a hand wash, a wax, a window cleaning, get your carpet cleaned, make it look spotless. And Camping World has a dedicated painting and remodeling area and a collision and repair center.
And a lot of campers in the infield and just around this racetrack.
Lots.
Great crowd here this weekend. Talking to Brian Spurr, who runs the racetrack, and he said they're looking to sell her out again Sunday. Great news.
Doubleheader tomorrow, the Nationwide Series, and then the K&N West Series runs right after that. I'm going to race.
Yeah, great qualifying effort.
Starting 7th. Looking forward to that opportunity. Feel like we got a car we can win with. It'll be on Speed on Wednesday night, right?
Thursday.
Yeah, you know, Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, midweek kind of thing. Yeah. And we'll probably talk about it.
I hope so. You got a lot
Give us something to talk about.
That's right. I'll charge.
Good eye on board camera for Jay White. There's Todd Bodine, our Toyota on board.
Looking out that windshield, hoping he sees a championship trophy at the end of the day. End of the night, excuse me.
Right now, Todd's running in the 14th position. Eric Almirola running 7th. There's Matt Crafton right now. Great truck here, running 2nd to Austin Dillon.
Could you imagine how fun it would be for Todd Bodine if he can get this championship tonight, going to Miami with that baby all locked up, just wanting to win the race down there and put a exclamation point on his season?
By the way, that's a 1.5 mile racetrack down there.
Yeah, he's good at those.
Pretty good at those.
He's pretty good at those 1.5 mile racetracks.
Mr. 1.5 Mile, he's called. And this is a short track, by the way. So.
Field back to side by side as we're getting ready for our first restart of the night. Austin Dillon on the inside, Matt Crafton on the outside. Boyer and Sauter making up row number 2. Coming out of turn 4. Green flag back in the air.
Look at Clint Boyer. You think if that hadn't been his boss's grandson, he might have went ahead and charged that corner, tried to take the lead away, but he gave Austin a lot of room there getting into one.
There's a lot of times when Clint Boyer will be on the radio while Austin is practicing or racing. He's been a lot of help to Austin. Right now, he's right on his tailgate.
Still for the lead. Now Austin Dillon noses out in front of that 88, and here comes the 2 of Clint Boyer. Boyer now looks to the inside of Austin Dillon.
What a nice move by Clint Boyer. See if he can make this pass work as they get down to turn number 1.
It's like he's gonna, Phil.
Down on the apron again with those left side tires. Hasn't quite cleared Austin yet.
Johnny Sauter trying to make the pass on his teammate. Now out in front, it's Clint Boyer. He's taking the top spot away from Austin Dillon. Here comes Johnny Sauter looking at the inside of that 88 of Matt Crafton. Crafton, a little bobble there.
I'll tell you, that 13 truck was really fast, Michael, before the caution flag. He was the fastest truck on the racetrack several laps.
Yeah, the truck's right behind him. Kyle Busch and Eric Almirola. You can see Eric down on the inside of Kyle. Those 2 trucks, too, were just as fast in trying to catch our leader.
Before the race, after qualifying, I was standing next to Johnny Sauter and Matt Crafton, and I said, now which one of you guys has the better truck? And right away, Matt Crafton raised his hand, and Johnny Sauter pointed to him, and he said he's got the truck to win tonight. And right now, we're seeing Johnny Sauter look like he's a little more competitive.
Look at this battle for 3rd and battle for 5th, side by side for both those spots.
Teammates in the battle for 3rd and former teammates in the battle for 5th with Almirola and Kyle Busch.
Yeah, last year here, Kevin Harvick Incorporated were 1 and 2, and Billy Ballou were 3 and 4. Those 4 trucks were in the top at the top of the heap when the day ended.
These 2 still trying to figure out 3rd. Johnny Sauter now the nose in front of that 88 of Crafton.
That ought to about figure it out, Rick.
Ray Dunlap.
Well, guys, Johnny Sauter very loose in that farm paint Chevrolet and a good bit loose off. They wanted to drop the track bar, but Johnny came back on the radio and said to his crew chief, Joe Shear, he says, remember last year when we dropped that track bar to try to tighten this thing up, it just killed me in the center. And he said, I don't think that's the right move. So they're anticipating a wedge adjustment on the first round of pit stops. Adam?
And Ray, the man running second now is Austin Dillon, and after he lost the lead to Clint Boyer, he came on the radio, said, I got it a little too tight. He made a few adjustments inside the truck under caution because he was a bit loose on that first run. That the difference on the first couple of laps since the caution, so that's why Dillon has dropped back to the runner-up spot.
He's pretty limited as to what he can do inside of that truck, but you know, when you have a break like that and your truck's not right, you start thinking about things you can do with your line too. Start moving around a little bit. Maybe adjusted the brakes in order to try to put a little bit more front or rear brake in it to adjust the way the truck's handling. Check out this battle.
Steve Park trying to get by that 90 of Brad Sweet.
You know, Ray was talking about Johnny Sauter and talking to his crew chief Joe Shear, and it's so important. These guys have been together now a year and a half. The communication, and Johnny remembers what that one adjustment that they did last year, what it did to that truck. It's so important for a driver to have the book of knowledge to remember what went on, as well as the crew chief, as in Joe Shear, remembering what went on.
Yeah, you have to write all that stuff down, Phil. You leave the track maybe on the plane ride home, or when you get back. Oh, what's wrong with the
Mario Goslin smoking as he comes onto pit road.
That looked like tire smoke. He slid to the pit
Oil
road.
pressure's still up, but it was definitely losing power.
Yeah, I think that smoke
Cool
may
down
be coming
machine,
out of
see
the
if it's
tailpipes.
leaking.
I'm seeing the telltale smoke right now. You see it there, it's coming out of the tailpipes right there. That's not a good sign.
Goslin on pit road. Clint Boyer out in front of the field. You see Greg Persley in the 62 just in front of that 23 of Jason White's. It's Boyer, Dillon, Sauter, Crafton, and Busch, your top 5. Daytona International Speedway and Speed are offering you 2 VIP hospitality options for the 2011 Daytona 500. Watch the NASCAR season opener from the House of Speed or from the Speed Trackside Tavern. Visit speed.com/promos today to purchase your Speed VIP hospitality package for that 2011 Daytona 500.
Nothing like it. Nothing like it.
You do not want to miss the 2011 Daytona 500. It's going to be an amazing event. That new surface, what you saw at Talladega, that's what it's going to be like in Daytona, but only 10 times crazier. We're talking about the greatest race in the world, in my opinion, and it's going to be all new and all different. You got to go to Daytona. I just think the truck's on Friday down there.
Yep.
What's that going to be like?
Aussie, like it always is. 3 wide, 4 wide for the finish. Out in front here, it's Clinton Boyer, Austin Dillon, Johnny Sauter, Matt Crafton, and Eric Almirola. They're your top 5. Hornaday, Busch, Peters, Hamilton Jr., and Bodine rounding out our top 10. Chris Devoda, how's that 88 doing?
They've actually been struggling a little bit with the truck. Matt Crafton saying that his truck was free in early, and then he said about lap 28, it snapped tight, and he didn't know why.
Kyle Busch started 4th tonight, Krista. He's in the 7th position. The early report on the 18 truck, tight center rather, and then dead loose off. Lap 37, just a few laps ago, he came on the radio and simply said, it's junk, man. Some work to do on that 18 machine.
You know, those guys can do that work, though. That crew and the way they...
Phillips, Rick Wren, all that bunch.
The way they communicate, we've seen adjustments to this truck really bring it alive.
Well, they've run 14 races this year with Kyle driving, and they've won 7 of them.
That's about 50%.
That's pretty close to 50%, I think.
Almost half the time they win when they start.
Glad I have you mathematicians up here to help me. Clint Boyer has
an incredible record, though, by the way.
Oh, yeah. 4.2-second lead over Austin Dillon. Here's 2nd and 3rd, Dillon and Sauter.
That truck of Johnny Sauter's just been creeping in on Austin, and then at the same time, Clint Boyer's been driving away from the 2 of them. Clint got that truck out in front, and he hasn't looked back.
What about the halfway point of a fuel run here at Phoenix? And we had an early caution on lap 17 for Chris Lafferty. And here is your race leader. You see Clint Boyer in the 2.
Look at how much of that apron he's using, Rick. Let's follow him for a lap as we watch him pull this lead out. And look how low he runs. And that's just a matter of adjusting your line. You know, Phil, when you qualify, you don't dare drive down on the apron. But he's figured out he needs that little bit of help getting it rotated in the center of the corner, puts it off the track onto the apron, and picks up speed.
Remember, Clint's a former winner here. He's got a nationwide win under his belt here at this racetrack.
Only one former win in the Camping World Truck Series. That was in Texas a few years back.
That was his last start, too, by the way.
Trying to go back-to-back with wins. There's the difference between 1 and 2. And across the stripe now is Austin Dillon.
That's about 4 seconds. That's what 4 seconds looks like.
And right behind Austin Dillon, that 13 of Johnny Sauter, and then Sauter's teammate, Matt Crafton, behind him. That's 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Caitlin Shaw in
a little
72.
bump from the 30 of Todd Bodine.
That's Todd Bodine and Bobby Jr. running in the 9th and 10th spot, and evidently lapping Caitlin.
Clear.
James Busher in the 31. Here comes David Starr in the 81, also trying to get by Caitlin.
You know, when you're trying to get some laps under your belt, Rick, and just figure out what's going on the track, and the leaders all come up around you, and you're trying just to drive your truck, all of a sudden it gets busy, doesn't it?
Yeah,
the leaders come.
Watch this, Mike. This is just a few moments ago. We saw the very tail end of it. There's Todd following Bobby Jr. down in turn number 1. Now Bobby Jr. is going to go by on the inside. Todd's going to go to the outside, but Caitlin was already there. Caitlin was out of Bobby Jr.'s way, and Todd, I don't think, realized it. Here's Todd's onboard watch now. Pretty much all he can see right now is that 47 of Bobby Jr.
He's going to find another truck and hit it.
I think maybe he lost the front end a little bit off of 2. I don't think he intended on going up there behind Caitlin.
Well, she would rather he didn't. Here's the battle for 2nd sideways. Sauter's going to try to grab that 2nd spot.
Sauter to the inside.
He's there.
Austin Dillon.
Still there.
Falk in the 6th truck right in front of him.
Quarter. Still inside.
Good run for Austin off the high side. Exiting 2, holding Johnny at bay for now.
3 wide, and They're able to clear that 6 of CE Falk. Austin Dillon still holds the second spot. Johnny Sauter running third.
There's some decent grip up high too here, Phil. You know, these trucks can go down on the apron. You can also slide right out next to that wall and make some good time. We rarely see the trucks up there. A lot of times the cup cars will run up top though. They have a less grip down in the center of the corner, and I think they just have to search around a little bit more.
Adam Alexander, what's going on with the 30?
Well, the good news is, Rick, when he was involved in that skirmish a moment ago with the lap machine of Caitlin Shaw, there was no damage. The report from the spotter stand, you are fine, Todd. Keep on digging. The bad news for our championship point leader, the truck not exactly as he would like it. Despite that fact, he's gone from 15th to 10th as Johnny Sauter grabs the runner-up spot.
Now we'll see what kind of lap times Johnny's able to put down and see if they can match the leader, Clint Boyer's lap times.
Yeah, last time by, Phil, while he was passing Austin, they both ran right around the 29.0. So I think that Johnny does indeed have something for Clint. But man, Clint's driven out by over 5 seconds from these guys.
Here's how Johnny took that second spot. He got a good run coming off turn number 4. Both of those trucks a little bit loose, but Johnny's wasn't quite as bad, and he was able to parlay that momentum into the pass getting down in turn number 1.
So Austin Dillon has dropped back to the 3rd spot. 4th is the 88 of Matt Crafton. Yeah, behind him, that 51 of Eric Almirola.
That 3 truck's starting to give up, Phil. He lost the 2nd spot, and now here comes Crafton for that 3rd spot.
That Almirola right now is looking pretty good too. He's caught that battle for 3rd.
Clint Boyer, a lot of pressure on him. The last 2 times Harvick has run the truck here, well, he's gone to victory lane. And so Clint Boyer thinking he needs to do just the same. He has a almost 6-second lead over 2nd place Johnny Sauter here in Phoenix. Yep. Welcome back to Phoenix International Raceway. Caution has come out. The 23 of Jason White may have blown a motor, and so NASCAR has thrown the yellow flag out. And on pit road, it looks like the whole field has come down there, Krista.
Matt Crafton came in for 4 tires. Pretty quiet on the radio. Hasn't said anything since that stop, but he was making ground up. His truck had tightened up, but it was coming alive on the track. Ray?
For Johnny Sauter, he came in and they made a big air pressure adjustment on the right side tires. They lost a few spots in pit road, but they stayed extra time to make sure they got it packed all the way full of fuel. For the 51 of Eric Almirola, they went down 1 round on the track bar. He's a little bit free. He says we'd like to get it just better in the center. Adam?
Pole sitter Austin Dillon on pit road, loose in the center and loose off is what Austin called. So they made a track bar adjustment, and they also did air pressure, 4 tires and fuel for him. And the race leader, when the caution came out, Clint Boyer, the only thing he had said in the opening laps, a little bit loose off, a slight air pressure adjustment to help the truck last better on the long run. And by the way, the pit crew did their job as well. Boyer the first off pit road.
Phil, these guys couldn't have asked for a more timely caution. You can split this race into thirds now, 50-50, 150.
So Clint Boyer, leader when the caution came out, leads the field off of pit road. Coverage of the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series on Speed is brought to you by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local Dodge dealer. Brought to you in high definition by Funai. Funai, fun and innovative. Experience more at FunaiAmerica.com. And by Touch of Gray. Get rid of some gray, never all. Get the caution coming out for the 23 of Jason White. He is now behind the wall, scored 31st. We have a couple other trucks, Shane Sieg, Mario Goslin, Chris Lafferty, and Butch Miller are off the racetrack.
Aaron's is going to give Greg Pursley a lucky dog. They're awful happy. Greg's doing double duty, running the West race tomorrow afternoon, so they're just going to give him a lap back.
That's right. Ziggy Falk in the 6 and the 0-1 of Brian Weber took the wave around.
Tough break for Bobby Jr. running up the top 10. He had a tire get away down on pit road. It's going to drop him all the way back. But what a good truck he's got. He can fight his way back up through there. But darn, Phil, you can't afford to make any more mistakes tonight. This race is too short to give up that track position.
Exactly, with only 92 laps left. You don't want to do it any later than this for sure.
Great restart for Clint Boyer.
Talked about David Starr starting from the rear. He had already fought his way up to the 11th spot before that caution. So you can have a mistake early in the going and overcome it, but it's too late now.
Great battle for third between Eric Almirola, the 51 on the inside, and Kyle Busch, the 18 on the outside. Great pit work by Eric Almirola's guys. He came in the pits fifth, came out third, picked up 2 spots.
That's right. That's my guys. The MWR guys pit Eric in the truck racing. A great stop for those guys. Can't quite get around Kyle Busch. Going to roll into the 4th spot right behind him.
Kyle Busch looks like he's going to be challenging for second here pretty soon. And problems
Got
in
a big
turn number
wreck in
2.
turn
Ricky
2. Just be
Carmichael
ready.
involved,
Caution's out.
as is the 9 of Tom Hessert and the 25 of Taylor Malsom.
Looked like Taylor did a really neat job of just getting that truck stopped, and I don't think got any damage. I think he just slid up high with him.
See a splitter brace broken on Tommy Hessert's truck right there. A little bit of left rear damage.
You might think that Hessert and Carmichael got together. That's Ricky's second crash today. He wrecked his Nationwide car earlier in practice, so tough day for Ricky.
I'm not sure Taylor has much damage at all. We'll get a look at the right side. Very minimal damage there. There's Ricky. He's on the inside of Brad Sweet. He tries to stay off Brad, and around he goes.
Oh.
Actually, both of those trucks made a little more damage than maybe I thought initially.
Yeah, it wasn't. Malsom couldn't see what Hessert could see. Hessert got on the brakes, and Taylor wasn't able to react quite as quickly. But
watch this now. You see Taylor's going to gain on that 9 really quickly. You see the brakes are locked up on the 9 of Tom Hessert, but he had the 25 of Malsom pushing him into the 4 of Carmichael.
You know, I was just getting ready to say it. Don't take it for granted these guys can run down on the inside of another truck and not get out of control. It's just tough sledding down there. And that's what happened to Ricky. He was on the inside of another truck. His truck slid up, made contact, and around he went.
Jennifer Jo Cobb had this vantage point.
Boy, I bet she liked that vantage point. Everybody went to the right, she went left.
Nice job. Never panicked, just slowed down, touched the brake, didn't lock the brakes up, turned left and avoided it.
Left front tire down on the 9 of Tom Hessert.
That's the kind of action you expect here at Phoenix. Side-by-side restarts and things don't go right all the time.
Owner Kevin Harvick watching from atop the pit box. Again out front, it's Clint Boyer. Austin Dillon 1 and 2.
Hello everybody, we hope you're enjoying the truck race. After the truck race, we got an edition of Trackside that you don't want to miss. We have the champion, Brad Keselowski, coming by, as well as Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and also a couple of surprises along the way that make it a little crazy.
I believe that's an understatement. It's always a little crazy.
They don't need any surprises to be crazy for that bunch.
Again, welcome back to the Lucas Oil 150. Robbie Gordon.
Holy cow.
Wow. Oh! Took a header.
I'm not so sure he knew where the brakes were on that vehicle.
I'm not so sure he wanted to be really going that fast.
I'm not so sure that that vehicle had brakes.
That's on pit road. A glove caught on fire. One of the officials trying to put it out. Well, that'll help. He's like, let's try that again.
Oh, that was a much. And look, he found the brakes.
His toes. He's like, Dad, I'm going to slow down here a little bit.
I didn't need those brakes so much that time. I needed them the other time. That's awesome.
We've completed 65 of our scheduled 150 laps. And again, on lap 54 is when we saw most of the field make their way onto pit road. Now we're 2x2 once again. Clint Boyer out in front, Austin Dillon running second. Kyle Busch and Eric Almirola making up row number 2. Hornaday and Crafton row 3. Sauter and Buscher row 4. And Bodine and Peters rounding out our top 10. Crowd back on their feet as the field comes out of turn number 4. Green flag back in the air.
Good restart by Clint, getting up through the gears.
He better get up through him. Kyle Busch was all over the back of him. Kyle slides up and runs into Almirola as he went into turn 1.
He was on the back of Clinton and into the side of Eric.
Trying to take second away from Austin Dillon, all over the back bumper of the 2.
How about Eric Almirola, who he slides up the racetrack?
How did Kyle Busch go from in the back of Austin to the side of Almirola to leading off turn 4?
Takes the lead away from Clint Boyer on the outside. Kyle Busch with a strong truck now.
Remember, that's 5 bonus points in an all-important Owners' Championship battle.
Single file line working their way through 1 and 2. There you saw a glimpse of the 4 of Ricky Carmichael. Again, that truck got into the wall earlier. There's the difference between 1 and 2 now. Kyle Busch, Clint Boyer, 1 and 2 coming out of 4.
You know, we talk about Kyle Busch and talk about his guys, his brain trust with Eric Phillips down there and with Rick Wren. They must have made some pretty nice adjustments to that truck. What do you think?
Yeah, you know they did, and that was an amazing start. I thought he was going to wreck twice, and then all of a sudden he comes out with the lead.
Austin Dillon has dropped back to the 5th spot now.
We've become accustomed to seeing Kyle do some pretty cool stuff, and that was another example of that. Let's watch this again, Rick. How this happened, I still don't really know. Watch as they go into turn 1. A great start for Kyle. He's all over the back of Clint. When they get down to turn 1, he looks like he almost runs into Clint.
And he pushes Eric up, actually makes some contact.
Slides up into the side of Amarola, drives around Austin Dillon on the inside, and guess where he's going to pass Boyer at?
Maybe on the outside.
Yeah. Let's mix it up. I don't want him to know where I'm going for sure. There he goes, right around the top. That's amazing. Talked about that truck earlier, Rick, being junked, he said. Got to pit road, made an adjustment to Rick Wren, Eric Phillips. Both of those guys do have to adjust one up. Kyle gives them great feedback from inside that truck, and they've got her tuned up.
Ray Dunlap.
You know, guys, I think it's so impressive to look at what Kyle Busch has done with this brand new team this year, really just getting it started late in the season a year ago. But let's take a look at how he did in the final 10 races of 2009. Look at the list on the left. Bristol, Chicago, Loudon, Texas, and Talladega. Guess what? Look at the list on the right. The exact same racetracks from 2009 to 2010 where Kyle Busch won in the final 10 events of the season. Both years he's got 7 total wins. That's an incredible set of numbers. A year ago at this race, he finished 2nd. Adam?
No question about it, early in this race, Busch was not satisfied with the race vehicle. In fact, he said, as Michael pointed out, it's junk on that first run of the night. When they made their pit stop, the note I received from the team said they only adjusted with air pressure. So I came down and confirmed with Rick Wren, only air pressure? He said, yep, and a lot of it. Krista?
James Buescher has been on the move both this season and in this race. He comes in scoring more points, 3rd in points in the last 5 races. 4 of the last 5 top 10s. He started 18th in this race on the move up. His truck had no grip. It was tight through the center before the changes they made on that last stop.
You know, Kyle Busch has won in all 3 divisions out here. He's won in the Nationwide Series as well as the Truck Series and the Cup Series.
You know, he's only 25, and he's got quite a few tracks where he's won in all 3 divisions.
Maybe 6 tracks that he's won in all 3 divisions.
84 wins in the top 3 series of NASCAR. 19 Cup wins, 42 nationwide wins, and 23 truck wins.
But if he's going to win another one tonight, that truck right behind him is going to have a whole lot to say about that. He's very fast. They've settled in here after a few laps on this restart. Clint's actually run faster than Kyle the last couple times by, so we saw halfway to the field there.
Cross flags being shown to the drivers.
Clint was a little bit faster that time, almost 0.2 of a second. Kyle's going to get hung up behind Ricky Carmichael. That's going to hurt that lap time on this one.
Todd Bodine coming into this race with a 230-point lead. Now has a 192-point lead. We talked about the magic number being 195. If Todd Bodine can leave here with a 195-point lead over Eric Almirola,
he can take the trophy with him.
Claim the championship tonight.
And that's exactly what he wants to do. That's the goal tonight. Let's just get that big enough lead so this deal's over. We can forget it.
And that next number is 140. If he can leave here with a 140-point lead, then all he has to do is go to Homestead and start the race, and he'll get the championship.
But that still gives Eric a chance. Todd doesn't want him to have a chance.
No got a chance.
David
Mayhew just in front of Todd Bodine. Justin Lofton just behind Todd Bodine.
Good run early on for David Mayhew, running just outside the top 10 in the 11th spot. David has a lot of experience here in the K&N Pro Series West Division. We'll be running against you tomorrow afternoon.
Still holding on to the top spot, has just over a half a second lead over Clint Boyer is Kyle Busch. Busch now working his way around some of the slower lap traffic here at Phoenix International Raceway. Almirola and Hornaday and Dillon are rounding out your top 5. Can Hornaday get back to victory lane in Phoenix? Stay with us. Welcome back, NASCAR Camping World Truck Series penultimate events. Kyle Busch out in front of Clint Boyer by over a second now. 1 second first time by the start-finish line. Hornaday up to the 3rd spot. Almirola running 4th, and Matt Crafton is 5th.
As Michael said, that's several laps in a row. Clint Boyer was able to run faster than Kyle, but now Kyle is reversed that trend and running faster than Clint just about every lap.
3 fastest laps the last time by. Kyle Busch, Clint Boyer, and Ron Hornaday.
As well as should be. Look at that traffic. That's what these guys deal with. Constantly lapping trucks, and it's always crowded. A mile track, there's a lot of action.
Battle for position right there. Mayhew has the 12th spot. There's Justin Lofton, the 7, running 13th. There's the 81 of David Starr running 14th. Remember, David had to go to the very back of the pack for the start of the race because he missed the driver's meeting. It was very early on today, just after the drive opened. We had actually had several drivers miss the driver's meeting, David Starr being one of them.
David Starr running in the 14th position now behind Mayhew and Lofton.
You can see, Phil, that those 2 trucks are holding up David Starr. Trucks he probably wouldn't be dealing with had he had not missed that driver's meeting. So he's got a good truck, drove up to the 12th or 13th spot, but yet doesn't have enough to get around these 2 right now after the pit stop.
Past the halfway point. Field came in. The lead pack came in on lap 54. We
There
would
you go.
expect them to be able to get to approximately lap 130.
A lot of strategy could play into this race, Rick. You can go about 80 laps, like you said, but the first caution came out perfect to split the race into thirds. We're fast approaching the second third.
Yeah, I don't think these guys can go 96 laps, even with the help of a few caution laps. Do you?
No, I don't believe there's any way. Look at Bobby Jr. We saw the mistake his team had on pit road, sending him to the back. He's already raced his way up to the top 15.
Look at that run he has through the center and off the corner, coming off turn number 4.
Now that's my favorite turn on this track. If you can get your truck hooked up on, we got problems.
And that's the 72 of Caitlin
Caution
Shaw.
is out. Got a wreck over in 4. Caution is out. Wave them off here. Talk to us.
Talk to us. I want to know about some adjustments.
I think we want to come in now and make our final pit stop. What do you think? We'll have about 55 to 6 laps to go probably when we restart. I think I want to keep the track position coming now.
I think you're right, Phil. Get it over with. Now you know if it's another long green, you're all set to go to the end.
Let's take a quick look at what happened with Caitlin Shaw.
Trouble.
Maybe a little aggressive getting into that turn.
Looked like she might have had a brake issue because I think she was into that corner harder than she had seemed to be going in that corner before. She may have had some sort of a brake failure.
See now.
Could have overheated the brakes as well.
Pretty torn up.
A lot of damage to the 72 of Caitlin Shaw. That's our 4th caution here at Phoenix International Raceway for the Camping World trucks. Once again, the field all in line behind the 18 of Kyle Busch, the 2 of Clint Boyer. Pit road not open yet as they continue on past the pit road entrance.
They got a pit, right?
I think so. I don't think I would want to give up track position even with 20 or 30 laps to go because these tires are staying pretty fast.
Yeah, historically, times fall off quite a lot at Phoenix, but these guys are being able to hang right there in the low 28-second bracket, so I think it's over. I think you pit now and you're done.
And this racetrack, I think, is getting faster. Greg Pursley's going to get another Aaron's Lucky Dog. That's his second to Star Nursery Chevrolet.
You can get as many Aaron's Lucky Dogs as you need if you're in the right spot.
He's been in the right spot twice. That'll give us 20 trucks on the lead lap here.
That's way too many trucks to not pit now and take a chance on getting mired back in traffic. We've seen a couple of good trucks like David Starr, like Bobby Jr. fight their way from the back, but they can't get all the way into the top 10. They stall out before they get to the top 10.
Those trucks get harder to pass the closer you get to the front,
That's
too.
Right.
Crews up on the wall, expecting their drivers to bring their trucks onto pit road for service. As you mentioned, this one a 150 lap race. We have 60 laps to go, and diving to pit road is the 18 and the 2, Krista.
And the 88 planning on coming in as well. Matt Crafton, you know, this is his 10th truck race at Phoenix, and he's very good here. 6 top 10s in those 9 previous starts. Right now, just talking a little bit about not being able to roll through the center as much as he would like. Obviously, a very flat track. They're planning on making a 4-tire stop right here for the 88.
Center of your screen, you see Eric Almirola. He said, I didn't like those previous changes. Go back up on the track bar and take a little air out of the right rear. For Ron Hornaday, he said, I love the way the truck is right now. No changes, just put 4 tires and gas. Adam?
And for the race leader, Kyle Busch, it was good, but not good enough. He called for more air pressure, same direction they went last time, and a nice race off pit road. By a nose, it's Kyle Busch who beats Clint Bowyer off the pit lane. And speaking of Bowyer, he liked where his truck was, but it too needed an adjustment, so they went back to the setup that they had when they unloaded here yesterday.
Great pit work by Austin Dillon's bunch. Look at this race off of pit road here. Look how close it was. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
That's about how the finish was at Talladega.
There's 2 thousandths of a second for you, in case you were curious.
Of a second. So NASCAR will get the field back in line. We'll see the green flag when we come back to Phoenix. Download the new free Speed app for your iPhone. Keep speed at your fingertips and fuel your passion for racing between events with Speed on your phone. Get the latest stats, results, videos, and news as soon as they become available. Download the app from iTunes today. Welcome back to Phoenix International Raceway. A beautiful evening for racing under the lights.
I kind of like this plan of James Buescher to start on the outside. I think he starts on the inside. Kyle Busch is going to take him 3 wide. He loses more than just a spot or 2.
Hey, NASCAR made a change. They said Bowyer won that race off of pit road, and so Bowyer had the decision as to if he wanted to start on the inside or outside.
Buescher he never pitted. So
I'm sorry.
Buescher had the decision.
That's right. Buescher.
He stopped on the outside.
But NASCAR did make the call that Bowyer did beat Kyle Busch off.
But I like this by Buescher. I don't like the fact he didn't pit, but I like where he's restarting.
Green flag back in the air. Buescher on the outside, Bowyer on the inside. And Bowyer jumps right to the front. We'll see if Kyle Busch can make the same charge he made last restart.
Yeah, this could get interesting, Rick. James isn't on 4 tires. Obviously, his tires are worn, and he's going to cause a jam here.
Kyle Busch already up to second now, with Ron Hornaday moving up to the 3rd spot.
There goes Kyle looking to the outside again. Oh, he was about there. Clint shut the door.
All over the back bumper of that 2. Kyle Busch looking to reclaim the lead as Bowyer has it now. Busch way up the racetrack.
I don't know if that outside groove works as well down in 1 and 2 as it does in 3 and 4 for him.
Well, I don't know how well it worked in 3 and 4 because he got cut off when they come off turn 4.
I think James Buescher is on the strategy now that, hey, I'm going to have fresher tires. If we catch a caution another 20, 30 laps, you can see him backing way back, Krista.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Phil just went down and talked to the team, and the tires are just so good right now. They didn't want to lose what they're gaining on them, so they stayed out. They obviously will have to come back into pit, but they just didn't want to do it that early because the tires that he's got on that truck right now are just that good.
David Starr just behind him.
Remember, David Starr got 2 tires on that caution.
You can see the importance of 2 tires. 4 good old tires aren't good. It's 4 new bad ones. I mean, you want new tires. You follow me, Rip?
No, not when you said 4 new bad ones. I didn't understand that part.
I knew where you were going. I'm not sure how you were going to get there, but I knew where you were going.
4 good old tires, not as good as 4 new good tires.
New bad ones. Okay. Even if they're not good new ones, they're better than old new ones.
Side by side now, we've got Todd Bodine on the inside of James Buescher, and he continues to lose spots as Lofton now will try to get by as well on the inside.
And James Buescher has a good truck. He was running in the 8th position when that caution came out. They just elected to roll the dice a little bit to see him try to make something happen. And if we go about 20 laps and get a caution, obviously he's not going to have track position, but he's going to have some fresh tires there maybe. 3 truck of Austin Dillon going to try to take over that 4th spot from Eric Almirola. Looks like he may have it.
Austin Dillon again winning the pole earlier today. Now trying to work his way back up toward the front. He's running in the 4th spot. Bowyer, Busch, Hornaday, Dillon, and Almirola. They're your top 5. Side by side continuing. Sauter and Almirola.
Johnny's trying to take over that fifth position from Eric Almirola. Remember how good his truck was early on. It got behind a little bit on that first round of pit stops and hasn't overcome it yet.
Looks like Austin Dillon's made that truck a lot better too, Phil. We saw him fading after just a few laps earlier. Now he's the aggressor moving toward the front. Sauter's going to complete that pass down on the bottom of Almirola coming off the second turn, trying to bring his teammate Matt Crafton along with him.
Sauter able to keep those left side tires either on that yellow line or even below it at some point. Hornaday just in front of the 3 of Austin Dillon. This is a battle for the 3rd position.
I think Austin's a lot better right now if he can just figure out a way to wedge to the inside of Hornaday, makes that pass and tries to go run down those first 2.
You guys both talked about how quick of a race this is. We're under 50 laps of racing to go. Only 48 remain here. As Clint Boyer just a half a second lead over Kyle Busch.
Look at Mike Skinner. He's driven up beside Matt Crafton. We talked early in the race that Matt might have a truck to win with. Skinner's had a tough season this year, but always solid here at Phoenix. Grabs that 7th spot away from Crafton.
Remember we talked about Mike Skinner winning that very first race, Krista, back in 1995.
That's right, Phil. We came here twice back then, and he swept the races in 95 and went on to win the championship. We'll give you a little breakdown on what he's saying about his truck. He said it's been bouncing a lot. The right rear was going flat after that first stop back on lap 54. On lap 91, he said, still bouncing. They went up on the track bar, Ray.
And Krista, when we come to the flat tracks, you always want to keep an eye on Stacy Compton. He's really good at St. Louis, at New Hampshire, and here. He started 10th tonight, but he's been sliding backwards with a very tight truck tonight. They've made some big adjustments, but he said it just doesn't seem to be moving forward. You see a good battle there with the 13 and the 3 continuing as Sauter goes to the inside. But to finish the story quickly on the 60, I want to let you know earlier today in practice, or excuse me, in qualifying, Stacy said there would be a surprise driver next week when we go to Homestead. I have found out that surprise driver will be Cole Witt, a very young driver with lots of promise. Many people have had their eye on him, and there's a good chance that he'll be driving full-time next season here in the Camping World Trucks. Adam?
Todd Bodine came here tonight with a championship on his mind, and he had a great opportunity to clinch the title, but it's not been an easy night for driver 30. Started 15th, got up to 10th, and really has stayed in that area ever since. He's currently scored the 11th position, and he continues to say, loose in, loose off, and tight in the center. It has been a struggle, and if you look at the points as of now, 210 the advantage for Bodine. When this race ends, if it looks like that, he'll pick up his 2nd championship.
Skinner and Crafton. Skinner on the outside. Crafton charging on the inside, trying to take that position away. That's for the 7th spot.
Did we just strong move through the center of the corner?
Did we just not see that?
The other way around,
yeah.
Right?
I thought Skinner was charging. Here comes Matt back. Look at this battle.
How about Johnny Sauter trying to take over that 3rd spot from Ron Hornaday?
Things are picking up now with just 43 laps to go. Hornaday in front of Johnny Sauter.
You got that right, Rick. Action just starts to get more and more tense.
Great news that Ron Hornaday will be back again next year for multi-years as Johnny Sauter gets that nose to the inside.
It's to the inside, trying to take the position.
Still there, even with you, still there.
This is for
still
3rd.
There.
And look who's in the 57 in front of this group. Throwing the pick on Johnny Sauter. That was Norm Benning.
Norm was doing all he can do to get out of the way. He was on the very bottom of the racetrack. He can't run through the grass down there to get out of the way.
Look at this 4-truck battle for that 3rd spot. They're all tightening in on Ron Hornaday.
Austin Dillon in the 3. Getting by that slower lap traffic of Ricky Carmichael. He had problems early on in this race. Backed that truck into the wall, but back onto the racetrack. Eric Almirola trailing back there in the 6th spot. Clint Boyer has almost a 2nd lead over Kyle Busch. Ron Hornaday, Johnny Sauter, and Austin Dillon. They are your top 5. Ever since the drop of the green flag, it has been door-to-door racing here from Phoenix International Raceway with a few bumps along the way. A lot of damage to the 33 of Ron Hornaday. This just happening to bring out our 5th caution of the night.
We had a terrific battle going for the 4th spot. Austin Dillon was trying to get by Ron Hornaday. He was down on the bottom. We talk about it so many times how difficult it is to make these passes. Here's they go across the start finish line. You've got Eric Almirola behind. Watch the 3 of Austin Dillon now. See him get loose, and he has to chase that truck up the hill to chase it, and makes contact with that left rear corner of Hornaday. Nothing Ron could do, and certainly wasn't intentional. Austin just got a little bit loose down there. Watch. You see his wheels are turned back to the right, and he has to chase it up the hill. When he does, he makes contact with that left rear and hard into the outside wall.
Did you see how much room Ron gave Austin getting down into turn one? He was well off the side of the truck. We hear some of these guys down in the some of the drivers complaining, well, he was hanging on my right rear. He was hanging on my right rear. Well, Ron wasn't anywhere near his right rear. Austin just got loose getting down in the corner. And like you said, Phil, we talk about that a lot, but it's so hard. I think it just tells you how good these guys are 90% of the time. It's so hard to run down there underneath of another guy, and Austin had to get away from him.
And it seems like these trucks are more prone to get loose, to lose that air off. They rely so much on that air. When they get on the inside and they lose that air off that rear spoiler, it seems like they're really prone to that happening more so than the Nationwide cars or the Cup cars. Huge break for James Busher, though. He's able to come in and get those fresh tires. He will have the freshest tires in the field now with about 30-35 laps to go.
Yeah, and he's getting ready to be the next guy to need Aaron's lucky dog. He was about a lap down. That's how important tires are here. So this could be a big deal for James.
Tough break for the 33 of Ron Hornaday. He's out of his truck as they go to work on it. Next Friday, the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series storms into Homestead, where the world's toughest trucks will have one last shot to take the checkers. Don't miss the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, live from Homestead next Friday, 7:30 Eastern, only on Speed.
Trucks on Friday night, that's fun.
What a great racetrack, too, since they reconfigured that a few years ago. Love going to Miami Homestead.
Me too. Love this Phoenix track, too. And Phil, you're right. This is going to be a heck of a restart. Boyer's been a little bit faster on the long run, Busch on the short run, and now they're side by side.
And he's given Kyle Busch that outside groove, too, where he's been real fast.
Clint Boyer on the inside, Kyle Busch on the outside, coming out of turn number 4. Green flag back in the air.
Green flag, green flag.
What about that truck sitting there in third? Johnny Sauter's given up 9 spots on pit road in his two stops, but yet he's driven all the way up to the leader's bumper.
He's overcoming right now. He's alone in third, looking for those leaders maybe to make a mistake. They don't make many.
Good start by Johnny, too, clearing Amarola off the second corner, getting that spot away from him to put himself right in contention.
Kyle Busch still all over the back bumper of that 2 of Clint Boyer on this restart. Again, we've had 5 cautions.
As you mentioned, Michael, on the long run, Clint Boyer seems to be better. If he can keep Kyle back there for 4 or 5 laps without letting him get a move on him, then I think he might be able to gradually drive away.
You know, we've talked about the fact that Clint hasn't run for a while. I think the restart before this one, he wasn't as aggressive as he needed to be. Kyle almost got to the outside of him. When they threw the green that time, he said, okay, I get it now. I got to go hard, and that's what he did.
Reason for our most recent caution, the 33 of Hornaday getting into the wall after the 3 of Austin Dillon gets into his left rear quarter panel, and now Hornaday standing by with Adam Alexander.
And Rick, I'm sure Ron can't wait till next season, 1, because you got the contract today, but 2, nothing's gone right in 2010. What happened here, Ron?
I tell you, we had a great truck. The Easy Go Chevrolet was awesome. Just the second run, we were really, really good. And then, I don't know, the set of tires, they just got free. And I was waiting for the tires to build up a little bit. And I guess Austin got in there, and I got in there pretty good. Figured I could just roll around there. And I could have let him go, but the 51 was sucked up there. So he must got in there, got the brakes, and got him loose, and got into us. It's a shame. I mean, that's another new truck I wrecked. So it's tough. VFW, Georgia Boots, everybody, Ream. It takes a lot of people to do this, and we keep wrecking this thing. I mean, we've got fast trucks. I just got to put myself in the right place.
See you next week, Ron.
We talked about wrecking, Phil. If they don't go back out tonight, that's the 6th DNF because of a crash. And a couple of those crashes and DNFs have been spectacular. On his roof at Talladega, of course, the big blown tire at Atlanta early in the season where he hit so hard.
Hard lick at Pocono earlier this year in our first visit to Pocono.
Tough 2010 for Ron Hornaday. Out in front by almost a second now is Clint Boyer. Kyle Busch running second. Actually, it's just over a second now between 1 and 2.
James Busher has made his way up to the 13th position now, headed up towards the top 10 with those fresh tires with 27 laps to go.
Pursley and Malsom were racing side by side. Pursley drops back behind the 25 now. There's your race leader, Clint Boyer coming out at 4 and across the stripe. The distance between he and second place Kyle Busch, 1.1 seconds.
Right now, Clint Boyer saying, please no more caution flags. Don't make me have another restart and have to race Kyle Busch there on a restart and let him have the outside.
I bet you we do. We generally have had cautions late in going. In fact, this year we've had 8 green-white checkers in 2010, so things get a little bit tight at the end. Start crowding each other. Next thing you know, somebody spins out, and their feelings are hurt.
And their trucks are hurt.
Yeah.
Austin Dillon again got into the side of the 33. He's currently running in the 7th spot behind Mike Skinner.
There's James Busher trying to make a move on Timothy Peters. That's a battle for the 12th position. James is marching his way towards the front.
Newer tires working for James Busher.
James is another one of the drivers that had an incident in the nationwide practice this morning. He got into the wall during nationwide practice. I think they were able to fix that car, but doing a nice job tonight here, headed to the top 10.
Boyer and Busch, 1 and 2 in Phoenix. The last time Clint Boyer raced in the trucks, he went all the way to victory lane at Texas. Can he make it back-to-back wins in the Camping World Truck Series? You got to stay with us to find out. A rough ride for the 33 tonight. Hornaday already behind the wall. Welcome back to the Lucas Oil 150 from Phoenix International Raceway. Closing in on the final 20 laps of racing. It's Clint Boyer who has nearly a 2-second lead over Kyle Busch. We were riding along with Todd Bodine as he was looking forward to Justin Lofton. Those two running 9th and 10th on the racetrack. There's Kyle Busch. He's 1.7 seconds behind race leader Clint Boyer.
About a half a second in front of that 13 truck. There he is right there. Johnny Sauter running 3rd right now. Matt Crafton, Johnny's teammate, stands 4th.
You know, we've said a lot about Kyle's record this year, but Phil, earlier in the race, he led 25 laps. That put him over 1,000 laps led this season. He's only the 4th driver ever to do that, and only the 9th time it's ever been done in the series. And he did it running a part-time schedule, and that's the first time that's ever happened.
Incredible. 15 races for Kyle Busch to lead 1,000 laps.
Skinner, Hornaday, and Jack Sprague are the other 3 drivers that have accomplished that. And I learned something, too, studying for this race. Jack Sprague has done a lot of good things in this sport. He's won the championship. Yeah. He's got like the most poles here at Phoenix. We used to call him back in the day one-track Jack because they said he was really good at Concord and that was it. Well, that changed sometimes because he got really good in the trucks and he was good everywhere.
Most laps led in a single Camping World Truck Series season. You see Kyle Busch's name added to that list.
And as Michael said, probably the minimum amount of races we ever ran was 20 through the years, and Kyle Busch has done it in 15 races.
Again, already in his 14 starts this year, 7 wins for Kyle Busch, so 50%.
Isn't it crazy? We've been racing trucks all these years, and 3 guys, only 3 cats had ever accomplished that. It's taken all these years for somebody to join that elite group. This cat here, the 30, he's trying to become only the 3rd multi-time series champion. If he can win a championship here, he will join Jack Sprague and Ron Hornaday as the only person other than those 2 to win more than 1 championship.
Middle of 3, clear high.
If you were here during the practice sessions yesterday, Rick, and you listened to Todd Bodine's radio, or you heard him talk after qualifying this afternoon, in fact, if you even listen to Todd on the radio in the first 90% of this race tonight, you will know his truck is not where he would like it to be. However, they just told Todd on the radio, hang in there. It's been a long night, but if you drive it hard for 20 more laps, you're going to be the champion. And that 20-lap count now down to 15. Krista?
Adam, I'll pick it up because I wanted to add on the 51. You know, what a frustration it's been for them to have to watch that 30 run so well. 11 straight top 10s coming into this race tonight for the number 51 of Eric Almirola. And the guys made note earlier in the show about him running triple duty. He told me that's been a lot of fun, but a big learning experience. And I asked him about Janice, his fiance. I said, how's she doing with all this? He said, oh, she doesn't care about the racing part. She's working hard on planning the wedding. This couple will get married the 2nd week of December, and they're off to New York City for a little Christmas time celebration to celebrate their honeymoon.
Ray, you talk about Eric Almirola, 11 top 10s in a row. That guy right now running in the 4th spot, the 88 of Matt Crafton. 14 top 10s in a row coming into this race, Michael. And you talk about Jack Sprague and all the good things he did. One time, 24 top 10s in a row here in this series. And there's Matt Crafton trying to make it 15 in a row for him.
I love the way Matt races his truck. He just keeps it in contention. He can win a race every now and then. He hasn't been able to do so far this season, but he's always right there contending. But that Jack Sprague fact there, 24 straight top 10 finishes, that's amazing. That's why he's a 3-time champion.
Fastest lap last time by was Matt Crafton, 28.5 seconds. Then the next fastest, Clint Boyer, and right behind him, Kyle Busch.
Right out of Matt Crafton's windshield is his teammate Johnny Sauter, Thor Sport Racing. What a season they've had. They had one win, that win by Johnny Sauter at Kansas. They've had 21 top 5s, which is 45%. They're getting ready to better that because both of them are running in the top 5. 68% of the time, both those trucks have finished in the top 10.
Take a look at this. Check out the speeds at the line. See Boyer there, Busch, Sauter. Those 3 are the fastest 3 trucks so far.
Busch a little bit quicker that time, about 1/10 of a second. He's got a 1.2 deficit right now. He needs to gain more than 1/10.
Yeah, but it was up near 2 seconds, so he's been able to claw into that lead somewhat, but he's running out of laps. You're right, Phil, 10 to go.
Closing in on the final 10 laps from Phoenix. Your race leader coming out of turn 4. Right behind him, the 18 of Kyle Busch. Let's see who was quicker this time by.
It was Crafton again.
Crafton once again was fastest as we have 10 laps to go. Clint Boyer with a 1.3 second lead over Kyle Busch.
The last 12 times we've raced here, Rick, the leader with 10 to go has gone on to win. So that puts Clint in a really good position, but when he looks up in that mirror, he sees that truck of Kyle Busch coming.
Yeah, Kyle caught that 22 of Tim George in the wrong place there, down there in the center of the corner. He had to go way, way wide and lost 0.3 of a second that lap to Clint Boyer.
It's amazing how statistics continue to repeat themselves. At the beginning of the show, I mentioned that of the 19 races, 10 times the winner had come out of the top 3. Well, right now, the driver who started 3rd is in front of this field.
How about that? 17 out of 19 times the winner came from the top 10. So qualifying has always been important in this racetrack. And it means you have a fast truck when you qualify up front, doesn't it?
And it's a pretty short race, so that sprint means that track position is everything.
Great move by David Starr to get by Austin Dillon. Puts David Starr up into the 7th spot. Good run for him. And how about this guy right here? Right now, Rick, Michael, with a 202-point lead, Eric Almirola would have to gain a couple more spots to even have a shot to go to Homestead and have he wouldn't have a shot. He would actually just keep Todd from clinching till we get to Homestead.
Well, right now, Phil, Almirola has the 5th spot, and behind him in the 12th spot is Todd Bodine. So with 7 laps to go, Todd Bodine is in a position to clinch the 2010 championship.
And that's what he came to Phoenix to do, guys. He just wanted to be strong, steady, consistent. I don't think that, I mean, obviously if they were fast, they would try to win. But I think from the time they unloaded, they were just focusing on being steady and consistent and leave here with enough points to say that championship is ours no matter what happens next.
Yeah, right now, that 51 of Eric Almirola would have to get by Crafton and Johnny Sauter just to get inside of that 195-point lead that Todd Bodine needs to lead with. So Todd Bodine could potentially lose some positions too, but with 6 laps to go, I'm telling you, we're going to give that trophy away tonight.
Almirola
you predicted a few months ago that would eventually happen.
Yeah, it's just taken a few weeks.
I didn't predict we would give it away early. I knew we would give it away to Todd.
An amazing season for that whole team.
You know, Todd has bettered his results from his championship season back in 2006 in every statistical category. More wins, more top 5s, more top 10s, better average finish, more laps led.
You know, you remember when we went to Charlotte, they said they had gone testing somewhere. And Mike Jr. said, okay, we finally got a setup. Todd said, the trucks drive right now. And ever since Charlotte, he's been on it. 2nd there, 1st at Texas. That propelled him into this championship season.
Mike Hillman Jr. on the left side of your screen, crew chief. injured. He's got a broken ankle.
He's not counting this championship till he gets these last 4 laps in the books.
4 to go for Todd Bodine and a championship. 4 to go for Clint Boyer, and going back-to-back with wins in the Camping World Truck Series. He has a 1.6-second lead over second place Kyle Busch.
And how much fun would it be for Mike Hillman Jr. and Todd Bodine to go to Homestead with the pressure off and go down there and just try to win another race?
And then and everybody patting them on the back down there saying, congratulations, champs. That's what you race for, is to be the champion. And they're going to be able to go to Miami with all that and get all those accolades from their peers. I know how great that must be for them to think about.
3 laps to go. Skinner, Starr, and Dillon running in the 6th, 7th, and 8th position.
Skinner's having a great run for that team tonight. He needed it too. This season hasn't gone well for him either.
How about David Starr? He parlayed a 2-tire strategy into a top 10 run here.
He's looking for more. Trying to grab that spot away from Skinner all over the back of Mike. In fact, it goes to the inside.
Inside of 2 laps remaining, Clint Boyer trying to lock up another win in the Camping World Truck Series as David Starr tries to take that spot away from Mike Skinner on the outside.
He got a little sideways up off of 2. We have Norm Bending on the inside now. Is Skinner going to give David Starr room on the inside, or is he going to pitch him in behind him?
The white flag is in the air. Norm Bending, the block now for the 5 of Mike Skinner.
Wow, and then Austin Dillon gets the inside of Starr because of that move he tried to make.
Gotta be careful down there in the inside. Get loose down there.
And coming out of turn number 4 in just his 8th start in the Camping World Truck Series, Clint Boyer will win again.
That was fun.
There goes Eric Almirola. He comes across the line in the 5th position.
Still a good battle between the 3, the 81, and the 5, all 4 position.
What a finish those guys had.
And behind them, the 30 of Todd Bodine, your 2010 Camping World Truck Series champion.
By the computer, I got you are the 2010 champion.
That's
thanks, boys. You boys that have been here more than a year, thanks for sticking through the hard times. Proud of you. You boys are awesome. Great job. Thanks, buddy. You're the man.
An emotional finish for the 30 team, locking up their 2nd championship.
What a great season that Germain team has had this year.
Throwing the name in with Hornaday and Sprague. This series synonymous with those 2 drivers. Sprague and Hornaday have pretty much dominated every category. And now you throw in Todd Bodine into the mix. We don't want to overshadow the win by Clint Boyer, as he has shadowed himself.
Yeah, he's got just a little bit more time to be on TV, and all that smoke's going to close in on him.
Clint Boyer with a very impressive run here at Phoenix International Raceway. Todd Bodine bringing that 30 onto pit road, and his crew chiefs with Adam Alexander.
And Rick, this 30 team has been the model of consistency throughout 2010. Not the run you are accustomed to tonight, but you're able to clinch the championship. Congratulations, Mike.
Thank you. That's why these guys have worked so hard all year long. Can't say enough about this Germain racing team, this Germain.com Tundra. Thank Toyota for all they do for us. Triad, John Dysinger, all his guys, they bust their butt all year long, give us great motors. You know, the way we've run all year, it's made it so that we can finish 12th today and lock it up a race early. Now we can go to Homestead and try to win. Just want to thank everybody. It's really awesome.
I know at no point in the season were you points racing, but how anxious have you gotten in the last few weeks about winning this title?
We don't want a points race. We didn't want a points race tonight, but we were in the position that we just knew where we had to finish to clinch, and now we can go to Homestead and try to win the race again.
You've been here before. How does this one compare to 2006?
Our team's been through some ups and downs since 2006. You know, last year we didn't know we were going to the racetrack. The Germains told us to go race and try to win a championship this year and stepped up for us. I thank Bob, Rick, and Steve for doing what they did. My dad for fighting for us every day to make sure we could keep doing what we're doing. And we're here. We're champs.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Big smile on the face of Mike Hillman Jr. Todd Bodine pulls the helmet off, and he'll celebrate on the front stretch with the fans here at Phoenix, capturing his 2nd NASCAR Camping World Truck Series Championship. Not very often that the championship is decided before the final race in the Camping World Truck Series.
Only twice before in the history of the series.
Happened last year with Hornaday and then back in 2000 with Greg Biffle. So usually you got to fight all the way to the last race, and getting it done a week early certainly is a major accomplishment for this team.
Very elite company that Todd Bodine has just thrown his name in the mix. The fireworks going overhead. Clint Boyer into victory lane, and he climbs out of the truck, Ray.
Just about every time KHI brings a new chassis out, there's a good chance it's going to end up here in victory lane. This is truck number 50 and win number 2 for Clint Boyer. Was that as easy as it looked, or did you have to fight for it?
Well, I tell you, when Kyle got up there, I had to get back up on the wheel and fight for it. I knew he was going to fix his truck after that first run. He did, but this Kroger Chevrolet, everybody at KHI did such a great job building this thing. They were excited about it before we came down here. And anytime these guys get excited about building stuff back at the shop, you know as a race car driver you're going to have a good hot rod, and we certainly did.
We're going to see you back here?
I hope so. I love this series. I think that's some of the best racing we have in NASCAR, and it's fun to be back in it.
Good to see you here. Clint Boyer in victory lane, the Kroger Chevrolet, and the celebration begins.
You know, Clint Boyer's had a pretty good couple weeks.
Yeah.
Coming off the cup win. Now he goes to victory lane in the Camping World Trucks, and we crown a champion in the Camping World Trucks here in Phoenix. Welcome back. The Lucas Oil 150 just concluding. Clint Boyer, your victor here at Phoenix International Raceway, and the guy finishing second, Kyle Busch with Kristen.
Yeah, and what a battle between Kyle Busch and Clint Boyer. Now, I want to know, though, how tough is it to kind of play it conservative, knowing you're going for this owner's title, but also racing for the win? What was going through your mind those closing laps?
Well, we were racing for the win, but there in the beginning part of the race, we just didn't have the Tundra we were looking for. And then the middle part of the race, we got a lot of adjustment built into it, and Eric did a great job getting it to where we could run in the lead and have a shot probably at winning the race, I thought. And then the last stop, we made some more changes and just missed a little bit. But Clint was the class of the field tonight. He had a great truck, so it's tough to get beat by those guys 2 years in a row. But, you know, there's 2 winners here tonight, and Todd and Clint, and hopefully next week will be our night. But can't thank Jim Sexton, Z-Line Designs, all the guys at Flexco, and everybody at M&M's Mars and NOS Energy Drink. It was a great night for us here, and coming up, you know, second's disappointing, but yet we know what the big picture is for next week.
Well, I was just going to ask you that, you know, knowing that you walk out of here, you go to bed at night. I know second is like the last place you ever want to finish, but knowing you said that big picture that you're looking at going to Homestead and winning this owner's title, so do you feel satisfied? What's the feeling you go to bed with tonight?
Well, I mean, Clint was better than us tonight. You know, I thought there in the middle part of the race we had something for him, and then at the end, I don't know what adjustment we made, but it kind of took us backwards a little bit again. You know, I couldn't hang on the restarts with him. He'd get out from me, and then I can kind of stabilize with him. So, you know, we go to bed satisfied. And, you know, we would have liked to have won the race, obviously, but, you know, you take a good truck like this and you run second with it and beat the guys that you're here to beat. And, of course, look into next week and try to go for a win there.
Does a 120-point lead in the owner's title make you feel a little better?
It is what it is. We knew that running well with the points would take care of themselves, and it's good to have that little bit of cushion going into next week. So, granted, nothing happens. You know, we'll be looking at you know, the banquet on Monday.
All right, thanks, Kyle. Rick?
Pretty impressive run for the 25-year-old in his first year as an owner in the Camping World Trucks. Todd Bodine coming on to pit road, and there's Eric Almirola, his closest competitor, letting him know congratulations. The championship was hard fought, but it's Todd Bodine who ends up the victor.
You battle all year long. It's nice the guy that you beat comes up and tells you congratulations, don't you?
After that little talk, he climbs out of his truck and they hand him the hardware. So Todd Bodine, again, your 2010 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series champion. We still have a race to go, but he's locked up the points.
Boy, you know that's a good feeling to, as he's kissing that trophy, to hold that thing.
And let's go down to Adam Alexander.
No doubt, Rick, there have been some amazing battles in NASCAR history when you look at chases for a championship, and the Truck Series has had some of the best, but this year, Todd Bodine pulling away, making it look easy, and clinching your second title was still a race to go. Congratulations, and how does it feel?
Oh, it's pretty awesome. You know, it's a little disappointing because our performance tonight was terrible. We just really missed it, but you know, it shows the character of this team all year long to never give up. You know, we knocked off a lot of top fives, and that's what really did it for us. You know, we got 4 wins, which was great, but the top fives, the consistency of this team and how hard these guys work every week, you know, that's what got us here to this point. And, you know, we did this without a sponsor. We've got Germain Motor Company on the quarter panels, but that's 3 guys that care about their team and love the people that work for their team. And they made that commitment to fund this out of their pockets, knowing that, you know, getting a sponsor was a big question mark, and they made that commitment to this team and these guys to come out and do this for us. And they knew we could win this championship. We got a great team. All the guys back at the shop and TRD and everybody at Triad doing a great job with the motors, and JD, everybody. I mean, we've got an incredible race team. It's a shame that we don't have a sponsor on here, but you know, we've got something to go into the winter with, and a little momentum here, and it's been a good year. Can't complain. And I want to say hi to my daughter, Ashlyn. I know you're watching, Pumpkin. I love you.
I look back over the course of this season. The numbers will say this was easy, but there were several races where you got behind the 8 ball and had to rally to either finish in the top 5 or maybe even win an event. Talk about the never say die attitude of you and this team.
That's exactly right, Adam. You know, the first 5 races, we got top 5 finishes, but we really didn't have good race trucks. They were driving terrible, and Junior and Tom American went to work, figured out how to make them drive, and then we got that consistency, got that momentum. And along the way, we had a lot of good luck. We had I forget where it was, we had a flat tire coming down pit road, the caution comes out, saves our lap. You know, the spin it win in Kentucky. I mean, we've had good luck, and those are the types of things that, along with good performance, along with hard work, you've got to have good luck. And we had it this year. You know, my buddy Hornaday, he's had the worst luck all year, and tonight was another example. You know, you just got to have good luck, and we did that. But you know, the old adage is you make your own luck, and this team has done a great job all year at doing that.
1 is great, 2 even better. So what do you think? Congratulations. A big kiss for trophy number 2, Todd Bodine being crowned the 2010 Camping World Truck Series champion.
4-win season for Todd Bodine in this championship run. There's Steve Germain, one of the owners of this team, standing with Mike Hillman Sr.
Mike and his wife, Sandy, what a great job. He's the general manager of Germain Racing, and really has his hands in all that they do at Germain Racing, and what a terrific job they've done. He's been the only general manager they've ever had at Germain Racing.
And I know Kim, Steve's wife, is watching at home because she said she wasn't going to be able to make it out to the track. And I said, well, they might give Todd the trophy. She goes, that's okay. It'll be all right. Todd Bodine, our 2-time NASCAR Camping World Truck Series champion. Won back in 2006 and now again in 2010.
How about that? Top 4 in final points in all 6 full-time seasons here in the Truck Series.
That's a great graphic there, isn't it? That's what you want to be framed up like at the end of the season if you can help, if you could possibly work it out. Great job by Todd and that whole Germain team.
Yeah, Germain Racing really put together an impressive group of people to get this organization into the place that it is today.
Look at all those people that it takes to win this darn championship. Phil, we're talking about the Germains don't have a sponsor for that truck. They supported this whole team out of their pocket, and to win a championship for Toyota in one of the top 3 divisions in NASCAR, that's an amazing accomplishment.
It certainly is.
Currently second in the points, Eric Almirola with Krista.
Well, nobody respects what Todd Bodine and this race team has been able to do more than Eric Almirola, because you had the best season you could ever imagine, but it just wasn't good enough. So knowing that championship down there is being celebrated, is it tough to take?
No, I'm proud of everything we've done this year with Billy Booth Motorsports and all the guys on our race team. They've done a great job. We just got out-finished every single weekend. You know, we'd have good runs, and we'd look up on the scoreboard, and Todd would finish a couple spots better than us. So those two DNFs, we had 2 DNFs all year, and they really hurt us. Todd, I don't think, did have any. So they deserve every minute of what they're enjoying right over there. They've done a great job this year, and everybody at Germain Motorsports has done awesome. So my hat goes off to those guys, and we got one more race. So hopefully maybe we can go to Homestead and get another victory for these guys. These guys work awfully hard, and I'm really proud of them.
All right, we'll be cheering you on. Thanks, Eric. Adam?
No doubt an unbelievable season for Eric Almirola, and you look at what Todd Bodine has been able to accomplish. It's amazing. Mike Hillman Jr., of course, the crew chief, and his father, Mike Hillman Sr., the general manager. Congratulations to you. I'm sure you're glad it's over.
Well, you know I am. I'm really glad. I'm just really proud of Germain Racing. It's great to have my son excel the way he has, and see him and Todd blend and everything come together the way it has. You know, the people we got to thank are Toyota and the Germain family for doing what they do for us, but most of all them guys that have stuck in there with us over the last few years and turned this thing back around and brought our championship back home, and we're going to defend it again next year and get number 3.
You won it in 2006. You have 3 years where you're able to get back on, unable to get back on top of the stage. At what point of 2010 did you think this was a team that could do it again?
Well, you know, after last year was over and we sat down and looked at what we'd done and tried to get our budget back in line and knew what it took to build winning trucks. So we went to work this winter and we built a couple of new trucks. And after we ran Atlanta, we came home and I said, all right, that's it, man. From now on, we're going to run the new stuff. And we worked really hard at it. We went to Nashville and ran good, but we turned the corner after a tire test at Pocono. We changed some geometry in the front end and got the trucks to where week in and week out they could race them hard and do the things they're supposed to do. And we went on a good roll right there and built a lot of points. But, you know, all them guys at the shop, and, man, it's awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mike Hillman Sr. enjoying another one, Ray.
And Adam, of course, it's the guys in the background here that have done most of the work to get this team to this level in this season. But a lot of it has to do with Steve and his 2 brothers, Rick and Bob. And Steve, I know there's a lot of people on this team, but you got 1,200 employees out there in Germain Motor Company. You got to be awful proud on their behalf.
Oh, I am. I'm terribly excited to be here representing all of our associates at Germain Motor Company as well as Germain Racing. This team has been, they've raised to every challenge this year. It's been a tough year. A lot of things have gone right, but a lot of things have not gone as well as we'd like to, but these guys have continued to work hard every day and every week, and here we are.
In between 2006 when you won your first championship and those couple of years in the middle, did you ever say, what are we thinking and why are we still doing this?
Never, never, never. We had we understand why we're here and what we're doing, and we're just going to continue to move forward, and we're going to continue to win championships for Germain Racing and Toyota as well.
All right, it was a great year this year, and obviously Germain Motor Company in the business of selling cars and now winning championships in trucks.
Work out pretty well for him, right? Take a look at our point standings. Again, unofficially, after 24 races, Todd Bodine has the championship locked up. 202-point lead over Eric Almirola.
Yeah, what a great season for Todd Bodine, as we've talked about. But ThorSport Racing with their guys, 3rd and 4th now, it looks like they've enough of a cushion that they're going to definitely make the top 5. 170 points over 6. So 2 ThorSport guys in the top 5 in the final points this year.
Bodine celebrates his 2nd championship in the Camping World Truck Series and looks to defend that title in 2011. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, it's trackside. Biggest party in NASCAR right here at Phoenix. Brad Keselowski, he claimed the championship in the Nationwide Series a week ago. He'll be joined by Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Again, that's coming up next right here on Speed. Now I'd like to take a look at our Dodge Save of the Race from this one here at Phoenix International Raceway.
You know, sometimes when a wreck happens ahead of you, the best thing to do is just be calm. Let it develop and don't make any hasty moves. Watch what Jen Doe does here.
3 trucks crashing in front of her. Really easy to panic, lock the brakes up, slide into that, or make a sudden move and spin out, but she didn't either. She just backed off very calmly and drove by it.
And that was our Dodge Save of the Race for Jennifer Jo Cobb. Now let's go trackside to Chris DeBoda.
Another great top 5 finish for Johnny Sauter, and I say that sort of dubious because we were counting 8 second or thirds this year, but you've been consistent, you've been a contender, so you have to feel good about that.
Yeah, I mean, consistency is the key for sure, and just proud of everybody at ThorSport, all the guys back at the shop do a great job. I was up there this week and tried to make amends for last week, but you know, our farmpaint.com curb record Chevy was really good, especially on long runs, it seemed like, and we just, you know, consistency is the key, and they keep telling you if you run second or third long enough, you're eventually going to win some of these races. So we just got to keep plugging away at it and keep building momentum and try to, you know, rally, finish the season strong, and come out next year swinging.
You mentioned going to the race shop. Good night for ThorSport across the board. You and your teammate battling up there in the top 5. So things are where they need to be. You almost probably wish this season could go on and on and on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, ThorSport's got a great product out of Sandusky, Ohio, so it's kind of an anomaly. But yeah, great. I mean, third, fourth, that's what it's all about. And you know, you said about the season going on and on. I don't know. Sometimes it's nice to have a break, but the way we're running right now, it just makes you feel really good knowing going into the off season that we're going to be able to massage and tweak on some of our stuff. And like I said, come out here next year here and hopefully make a run for the championship. I feel like over the last 10 weeks we've been pretty consistent, and had things gone a little bit differently at the beginning of the year, we'd be able to make a run for the championship. But congratulations to Todd and those guys for winning that championship, and hopefully next year it's us.
And hopefully next year or next week finish it off strong, and we'll see you at the banquet.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
Austin Dillon started on the pole tonight, finished inside the top 10. It sounded like on the radio the truck was just never exactly where you wanted it to be.
Yeah, you know, we fired off there, and we were good out front. The truck was a little loose, and we kind of got off in the middle of the race there. Couldn't race hard with the way that the setup was, and Danny made a great adjustment that last stop when we passed Eric, and we're working under Ron there, and I got loose under him, and out of anybody, I wouldn't want to get under him and get loose, so apologies to him and KHI. They work hard on their trucks, and I talked to Ron already. He's fine, and everybody on the team, so just a minor mistake. It was racing hard. What can you say? The Bass Pro Shot team did a great job, though. Top 10, another top 10 for a rookie's not bad, and we'll go on to Homestead.
How about this rookie season? You pick up another pole earlier today, and so many top 10s, a couple of victories. You have to feel good.
Yeah, you know, it's been a great year for us. You know, it started off rocky, and coming after Texas, we got that pole, and everything's just gone uphill from there. And we're really looking forward to next year. Can't wait to get in it for the following year. I really gained on the super speedways this year, and just looking forward to going for a championship next year.
See you in Miami.
All right, buddy.
Take a look at our Subaru. The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series is presented on speed by Lucas Oil, the world leader of high-performance lubricants and problem-solving additives. Brought to you in part by Camping World. Whether you're getting ready to head south or need to winterize your RV, trust Camping World with all your service and repair needs. And by Ford, drive one. Guy who got another top 5 finish, Matt Crafton, is with Chris Devoto.
Well, listening to Matt on the radio most of the night, and it sounded like you guys kind of were hitting on it free in, but then you got real tight, so you weren't really sure what was going on with the truck, but it was right there at the end where you needed it.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good on the long run, but for some reason we just got on the splitter really hard throughout tonight. I mean, I have no idea. We kept letting air out of the front tires, keep it turning on the longer run, and then it got it on the splitter, and it wouldn't take off for the first 5 or 10 laps, and we were just sitting duck. I mean, all in all, I mean, good day from an Argent ThorSport race and come home 3-4 again, but I mean, very, very disappointing because we had such a good truck yesterday in practice, and I thought we were a truck to beat, and we just lost track position, couldn't get it back.
Well, I know you can take solace in the fact that you were 15 straight now top 10s this season, the longest current streak. That's amazing.
That's cool, but I mean, I'm aggravated because this race team, we should have a win, and just it's very, very aggravating. But I got to thank all the people that support me. I'm in Menards and Thor Sport and Australian Gold on the hood this weekend and Chevy Silverado, and see if we can go to Homestead and get us our last win and last race.
Thanks, Matt.
Now let's take a look at tonight's touch of gray winning touch moment. Clint Boyer.
Clint won the battle off pit road. James Butcher actually stayed out that time. Clint was able to just drive by him on the restart with those pressure tires and never to be headed.
Look at that corner Clint makes right there, right down on the bottom of the racetrack, and like you said, drove away from Kyle Busch. A sideways Kyle Busch coming after him, but he just couldn't get there.
That was the touch of gray winning touch moment. Touch of gray gets rid of some gray, never all. Todd Bodine celebrating once again a championship in the Camping World Truck Series. Very hard to come by.
All right, babe, we're just waiting on the official word here, but by the computer I got, you are the 2010 champion. Thanks, boys. You boys that have been here more than a year, thanks for sticking through the hard times. Proud of you. You boys are awesome. Great job. Thanks, buddy. You're the man.
Those are the words of Mike Hellman Jr. just as Todd Bodine crossed the start-finish line to become a two-time champion.
What a gorgeous venue. Obviously here at Phoenix International Raceway in the desert. Todd Bodine grabs the championship. And we go back trackside to Chris Devoda.
A top 10 for Justin Lofton. We were just joking that it seems like I'm always talking to you in the garage during the race when you're coming out of the Infield Care Center. This is a much better improvement.
Yeah, for sure. I'm real proud of all the guys on the number 7 visitpit.com Toyota Tundra. You know, here in Phoenix is pretty much home for me, and it was real cool to have a good run. We lost a little track position on the first pit stop, or actually the first restart, but real proud of all the guys, and look forward to going to Homestead.
All right, thanks, Justin.
Thank you.
Take a look at the point standings, and if we look at this, Todd Bodine will be coming back in 2011 to defend his championship. No one has ever gone back-to-back in the Camping World Truck Series to win championships. So Todd Bodine's going to try to do that. But look at the guys he's going to battle with. Johnny Sauter is going to be back. Matt Kraft and Austin Dillon's going to be here. We know Ron Hornaday is going to be here. I mean, he has got a lot of guys he's going to have to fight for that championship.
And it's always like that. And this is the anomaly. Only 3 times in our history have we ever had a champion crown before we went to the last race. And I don't think it's going to happen next year. It's going to be so competitive. Austin Dillon coming back for a sophomore season, already with a couple wins under his belt. He's going to be a challenger.
Championship weekend next week, Friday at 7:30 p.m. It's the Ford 200 from Homestead Miami Speedway.
We ought to dress up again like we did in Talladega. To celebrate the season coming to a
I'll tell you what, why don't you wear the same outfit you wore at Talladega, and Phil and I will go as Phil and Rex.
I just kind of wanted to dress up like that, and I don't know why.
Well, what an amazing evening, an emotional night for the Germain Racing team. Also, almost overshadowed was an unbelievable performance by Clint Boyer.
A dominating performance. Once he got that truck to the front, he drove away from those guys. And Clint doesn't race very often. That says a whole lot about that truck he's driving and his driving ability. Kyle Busch woke him up on that one restart, almost passed him, and Clint was on his game after that.
4 different drivers have won in KHI trucks this season.
Pretty impressive runs for Kevin Harvick Incorporated. And again, Todd Bodine is your 2010 Camping World Truck Series champion. Trackside's next here on Speed.
Next week, it all comes down to Homestead as the Camping World Truck Series comes to its season finale. It's been an exciting 2010 as we've seen Germain Racing and Kyle Busch Motorsports battle it out all year for the Owners' Championship. And it's not over yet. See who will take it home in Homestead. Chris Devoda hosts the setup starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, followed by flag-to-flag coverage, only on Speed.